right?
What's going on?
You call it Dreadlockjuggalo podcast?
I'm Dreadlockjuggalo. It is a
Well, I know that's your
podcast,
name.
but it's
Yeah.
more than other. You call it whatever. It is
Got you.
technically a
Dreadlockjuggalo
podcast.
podcast, so yeah, I just didn't know if you had a specific name.
Yeah.
That works.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Getting to Know the Artist. I am Wiggles, and today we got Wil E Haze with us, and we're gonna get to know the man. For those of you that don't know him, and even those of you that may know of him, maybe you don't know this stuff about him, and that's the whole idea, folks. To get to know these artists on a more raw, personal level, to get out of all the crazy, whatever. These are just some normie, basic fan questions. Hopefully your fans find this video and can start to relate and stuff like that. So, yeah, I just want to real quick shout out to people that's in the chat. We got Widget, we got Wiggle Sucks, we got Lumberjack, we got motherfucking EC. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, that's what's up. Thank you very much for coming in, y'all. Tonight was a little rocky. I've been fighting sleep from work yesterday. Y'all know I work third, so in order for me to enjoy both days off, I kind of got to pull like an all-nighter on Friday because that's my Saturday, and then Saturday's my Sunday, and Sunday I better be in bed for my Monday. So, man, I had to get a few hours in, and now my eyes are burning a little, so bear with me, y'all. And yeah, I smoke, but I haven't even got to smoke because I'm afraid I'm gonna pass out. At any rate, let's get into it, man. I want to thank you for taking the time. It took us a couple speed bumps and whatnot, but here we are. We're making it work, and I just want to say
anticipation. That's what it was. We had to build the anticipation for the people.
Yeah, yeah.
We just kept our times kept on messing up. I'm not gonna lie. I probably got high and forgot. You know what I mean? On some Afro Man type shit. You know what I mean? Because I was high.
Yeah. So, without further ado, man, we're just gonna jump right into these questions, and you just answer them as we go. First question: what's your name? Where was you born and raised? And where do you currently live now?
That's 3 questions, I think. You said
first. Well, yeah, there's a lot of multi-step questions in my questions.
The name is Wil E Haze, a.k.a. King Chief of the Reefer, a.k.a. Yo Main Resin Stain. Y'all know who I be. I be smoking too much weed. Where was I born? I was born, a lot of y'all don't know, I was born in Honolulu, Hawaii. Actually, Honolulu, Oahu. Give me a little hula on real quick. So, yeah, I was born on the island. I went to school over there for, I don't know, it's about the 3rd grade, 4th grade, something like that. Came to California, and I lived all over after that. The longest I ever lived anywhere is Miami. So when people ask me where I'm from, I just say Miami because that's the longest I've ever stayed anywhere. But right now, I'm Vegas in California. I'm technically in California right now.
Okay. Would you ever go back to Hawaii?
I'm going back this summer. I'm gonna take my daughter.
Oh yeah.
I probably haven't been back since like a teenager or something like that. So yeah, I'm excited.
Okay. Yeah, that I bet is so beautiful over there. I'm sure it's kind of, with the hurricanes, you're literally surrounded and whatnot. But outside of that, yeah, I bet it's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you said you've kind of been a little bit of everywhere since you've moved to the States and whatnot, but primarily live over in California area.
Yeah, I've been on the West Coast for about the past 2020, yeah, about 5 years, 6 years, something like that. Yeah.
And real quick, I just want to put a little message out there. If there's folks watching right now and you're wondering why can't I type or chat, it's just a little technicality. You just got to subscribe, and this stream's probably going to be an hour long. You just got to be subscribed for like 10 minutes, and then you can throw some shit in the chat, or give us somebody that you already know, or I don't know. It is what it is. But if you're wondering, that's what it is. Sorry, not sorry. At any rate, let's move forward. The next question is kind of a multi-level question too, for sure. First is, are you a juggalo? Secondly, do you Secondly, how long have you been down? If the first question is yes, and then thirdly, do you consider yourself a juggalo rapper? Because a lot of people don't like to be put in the box of juggalo rapper or anything for that matter. So, are you a juggalo? How long have you been down? And do you consider yourself a juggalo rapper?
Am I a juggalo? Till I'm dead in the motherfucking ground. How long have I been a juggalo? I didn't come around till I would say later. I have to go into here. Let me get back on YouTube real quick to this. I guess I have to like kind of explain the story of how it all. So I always did music. I've always known who ICP was. I listened to rap, so I've always known everything that rap that came out. I'm a connoisseur of that. I met some juggalos early on and knew what a juggalo was. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew
Right, the terminology or what? Yeah.
And when I moved to Florida, I linked up with three cats that were kind of in that world. No Emotions, like kind of in the world a little bit. He's done a couple gatherings. My boy Goldmask, but my boy Two Bongs, aka Rabbit, R.I.P. And my boy Oddfather. I think Oddfather is the first person who told me what a gathering was. So I started looking into it, and we just being an artist. It's a festival, so I apply, and I'm doing music and tours with Rabbit at the time, and Rabbit's got Two Bongs. He's got Joker's cards all over him, and he's telling me things, and he's like, "You got to go look up." He's like, "I think you're like Wizard of the Hood," and you know what I mean. So like, he's bringing like and again, I knew it. I'd heard Chicken Hunt. I heard all the ICP, Eminem, this shit on the download sites back in the day or whatever. But I'm getting more information fed in me to it, and so I'm starting to look into. I'm not like look into it, but I'm starting to like vibe with it or would like it. You know what I mean? A lot of the shows me and Two Bongs or Rabbit are doing. We did 2 tours with Little White, and a lot of them were juggalos that showed up. You know what I mean? And a lot of fans that I had, I didn't know were juggalos. So I'll go backwards. So we go to apply. We get put on this. We get an email back saying, "Hey, there's a slot open, but we missed the return. It was like gone by 6 a.m. So the next year I put in for just me and Two Bongs, and we got picked to perform at the gathering. So that was 2015 was my first gathering, or 14.
Hell yeah.
Valley. So I think it was 2015 or 20. I don't remember, but it was Legend Valley. And when I went out there, I was surprised. I mean, I'll tell the story like this. I was kind of a dick. I saw we pulled up on Wednesday, right? I didn't know about parking lot parties or nothing like that. You know what I mean? I'm out there 3 weeks early and shit. I'm the first one out there. You know what I mean? Steve's like, "Are you here yet?" kind of thing. But it's funny how I tell the story like that because I started out I pulled up, didn't know shit. We pulled up in the RV. I left Two Bongs in the RV. I said, "If they tell you to move it, move it." There's a long ass line of juggalos, red from standing in the sun. I mean, just beat blistered. I mean, tickets are better now the way they move them, but beat blistered red. And I'm just like walking past everyone. I'm getting like, "Hey, what up, Wil E Haze?" I'm like, "Oh, what up, da da da." And I just went up to the front of the line and waited until I got to get done. I was like, "Hey, I'm here for my artist pass."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I still do that shit to this day, though. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just find someone in the front I know. But no, so I got my artist passes. We went in, and I was surprised even then how many juggalos that I knew from online or that were just fans of mine because I had a big online presence. I've always done that, and I was out, in different cities, so I had been meeting people in the sense musically, and with those combined, I guess there was a lot of people there that happened to be juggalos, and motherfuckers were walking up to me, "Hey, what's up, boy? I saw you at the Little White tour. I saw you at this show, or I've been a fan of you online." I'm like, "Oh, word!" So we were there with like a thing of T-shirts or something like that, and 200 CDs or something like that, I think, or 1,000 CDs.
Right.
Just giving shit out for the most part, you know what I mean? And now it's fucking 10, 12 boxes of merch when we pull up.
Now, do you think by chance you ever put anybody on that was like a fan of yours? Like you said, you wasn't initially a juggalo, but was already making music and whatnot.
Right.
Do you think like there was people that were your fans that were also not a juggalo, but then when you made that switch, they kind of switched? Have you had an encounter or anybody say that, or you just maybe? I would assume possibly, but
Yeah,
I
because
don't know.
I came in just as an artist to y'all's world. That's why I've always been like, just like they say in hip hop culture, oh, you're a guest. I was like, I always consider myself a guest. At first, people tell me now, no, you're not a guest no more. Like Horo tell me now, you ain't no guest, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I claim it. You know what I mean? Like I got 17 tatted on me, so it's a real thing. But I did take it very cautiously because I didn't want. My first thing wasn't, oh, I'm gonna do a Juggalo song for everyone. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
it's me, and all the music you hear is always still me. It's what I feel when I'm writing and how I write it. I'm never like, oh, let's. I mean, I guess I could come up with let's do this and market this for this or something like that if I'm doing something for some commercial branding shit. But that's not in my music and what I'm doing. So back to your question though, yeah, I've definitely had some people close to my life and just like homies of homies who have come around because of what we do. And when I say we, I'm talking about like sometimes like me or Fear You or Whore or just people, other artists I'm around. And
right, maybe even Juggalo adjacent, but then you kind of just made that connection for them. Like they're like, oh, well, I like him. He's like,
Right.
Yeah,
I got some buddies that are like research. Oh, I used to listen to that back in the day. Oh man, I just listened to Ringmaster last night, man. That shit brought me back. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I definitely have seen some people convert over. I'd say because of me. I don't want to say that because that's not, you know what I mean. I'd rather say like
you converted them.
So yeah, and
no, yeah.
The other question is, do I consider myself a Juggalo rapper?
Yep, that's the third.
I don't. It's always hard to. A lot of people have a lot of different definitions of Juggalo rapper. I don't consider myself a Juggalo rapper. I consider myself a rapper. Do I make music that Juggalos like? Yes. Have I guess in a sense catered towards some things, like when I wrote Hatchet or when I wrote Fago Gang? Yeah, but I wasn't again thinking of let me do this for Juggalos. I was just like, I had Fago Gang in my head for a fucking 8 months before we found the right beat to record that shit on. You know what I mean? So, but I don't consider like saying, oh, I'm a Juggalo rapper because I'm a rapper. I can go to a East St. Louis show and do a show in the hood and do none of the shit that says Fago or Juggalo or anything in it, or even I did one last year, a couple years ago, 420 show, and I did Fago Gang out there. They fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get in where I fit in, so I don't walk around saying, what are you? I was like, I'm an artist, you know what I mean? And then everyone's like, oh, you're a Juggalo. I'm like, whoop whoop, you know what I mean? Like in that sense, but I don't personally call myself a Juggalo rapper.
I mean, you don't focus on just horrorcore music, right?
No.
Like you're very open, or at least just rap.
Yeah. I don't paint. If I'm a painter, I don't just paint fucking mountains. You know what I mean? I'm painting.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, good way to express it.
Hey,
all right,
let me go grab my water real quick, but I can hear you.
Absolutely. People in the chat, I just want to say thank you for those of you that are showing up. Not Slim One. I'm not sure I know your name, but you're here to support him. So thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Or you just by chance found our stream and wondering what's going on. Either way, we appreciate your attendance and support. I appreciate everybody that hit the like. We're going to go ahead and throw you guys for a loop with my intro sound. So, go check out that video.
I'm back.
Alright, I don't know if they can hear it. I'm trying to play some sound. Do you hear a sound in the background playing?
No, I just hear me and you.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. It was supposed to be playing in the background. Ask Will about Not Slim One.
Hey, that's a real right there.
All right. I just mentioned that, I was saying thank you for those of you who showed up, and I don't know their names, so obviously they know you or randomly found the stream, and shout out to them.
Yeah, if you're in the room, everyone make sure you hit that like button, man. Smash that shit for the homie.
Okay, so let's jump into the next question with what inspired you to start making music? Like, what was that switch that was like, I think I actually want to try doing this and do it seriously?
I don't know. I always, when I was a kid, I think I always like, I probably saw somebody on stage and was like, oh, rock star life. You know what I mean? And as
Right.
a kid, I always heard hip hop music. My dad listened to hip hop. My dad listened to a lot of music, but he listened to Motown and stuff like that. He would listen to hip hop as it was developing. And I remember like stealing his like Walkman or whatever. And I don't know. There was something different about hip hop. You could say things and express things.
Oh,
You could be against the system. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things you could do in hip hop, and I like that. I like the fact of having that kind of voice. And I don't know. I was in class one day, I think, and I wrote a rap. Or no. Me and my homie. I think the first rap I wrote was at my homie's house. He had this little organ thing. We put it on some little, beat drum thing, like
yeah.
some bullshit, right? And it was a big old organ. And we had a little tape recorder, and we recorded that shit. And I wrote my raps. I think I wrote the rap in school, but I wrote my rap and I wrote his rap. So I had written both verses, and we used to do high school parties and just not do high school, but we pull up and they had little sound systems or PAs, and we'd be like, "Yo, let us get the mic, let us freestyle." So we do little shit like that. I don't know, just doing sometimes at high school parties and stuff, I guess. And I don't know. I got some equipment one day, and it wasn't a point where I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this." It was always, "I'm gonna do this." Like, how do I get? Okay, I gotta get some equipment. Okay, I gotta learn to record. I gotta read this manual or whatever, or this or that.
Right.
That's how that came about. And
Hey,
I don't
whore,
know.
you ain't got to be here to know who you are, buddy.
I always got
Just
good
saying.
praise from everyone that heard anything that I did, and they weren't being yes men either. You know what I mean? There were some
Yeah,
critiques and
right.
stuff, but I always
Like,
got
nah,
good
dog,
praise.
that shit sucks. You need to do something about that. Cause yeah, you ain't gonna get nowhere. At least when you first start, and I don't think nowhere. Period. I don't. Doesn't matter what level you are in your craft and your hobby. Not even just music. Like me as a podcaster, I need people to say, "Hey, that sucked balls, bro. What you're doing ain't it." What are we throwing out there?
I'm putting
Stickers,
stickers up there, yeah.
making it rain with some slaps, baby.
Maybe we'll do a little sticker giveaway to everybody in here. So
Hey, that'd be what's up.
yeah,
Real quick again. Yeah, shout out Hora. I know who you
yeah,
are.
Diggy Widget.
I've been listening and knowing. And I appreciate you dropping in, homie. It's an honor. And
Hey, shout out
shout
MC
out
Whore in this motherfucker,
Newt
man.
from the Hill.
That's one of my right hand mans right there.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, I be knowing. I may not be in everybody's like little. I don't know. I don't even know what to call it. Like. What they're doing. Kind of like you're not in here, but I know who you are. Same thing. You may not see me in your circles per se abundantly, but I'm aware. I'm peeping.
Yeah.
I'm knowing and learning, and I'm always educating myself. There's some artists that I've slept on for quite some time. So yeah. And
Yeah.
shout out to fucking Wil E Haze. You just put out this song, Lord of the Flies, right? That's the title. That motherfucker goes.
The album's called Lord of the Flies. The video
The album.
you saw is called Lord Haze.
Yeah, that's that newest one or the one that you put out there. That thing's tight. I really like it.
Thank you, man. We went down. I caught funny. Well, not funny story, but like I was on Instagram and I saw a cinematographer and I liked his work. So I added him. He was running an ad. So sometimes ads work, people. He's running an ad. And I hit him up and I was like, yo, I like your work. I got this idea for this video. He seemed to be on some more like, he understood the dark side. You know what I mean? He understood my vision. We started doing notes back and forth. I hired him. Me and Fear You, from Vegas, we flew down to New Orleans. I rented an Airbnb, got a car, and flew in Sky from Dallas or Houston, the girl that's in the video. And we all got an Airbnb. We were there for like a couple days ahead of time. And we rented the stained glass that you see, the stained glass shots. That's a church in New Orleans that we rented out.
No kidding.
Then there's, well, it's not a church, actually. Well, full whatever. Yeah, it's not a church anymore. And I think they do events in there and stuff like that, but they still have the pews in there and stuff like that.
I mean, it's still like a temple, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's got the
Yeah,
It has the look to it and stuff, dude. The graphics on that was like top level. Like legitimately, I was shocked. I'm like, this is like
Very
you
cool.
know Hollywood movie type shit. Like
Thank you.
that's good shit. I don't know what you paid, and I don't need to know your business like that. But
I don't mind saying that. I paid the director $700.
that
But
I mean, I hope you get
I
it
don't think
back.
that's a bad. That's not a bad price. I mean, people expect me to spend $4,000. I paid him $700, and we put that together. I
Damn.
sat there for months ahead of time, going online. Look, I got the robes, then I got the ones that me and Charlie are wearing are like $140 robes. I ended up like reselling those online, so I made money back. But like I went online, like finding everything we needed, the contacts and everything. But it wasn't an extraordinary amount on the butt. I mean, like I said, he was $700. You know what I mean? Charlie bought his flight.
Right.
I bought Sky's flight to come in. You know, because she had never worked with us, and I'm like, hey, look, I'll pay you. I'll get you your own room, and I'll get you a flight down there. You know what I mean? I had met her before, but yeah, I didn't spend nothing crazy. So the second day we actually shot the New Orleans shots. The first day that we shot, we left New Orleans. We were doing online research for we had a couple places, but they kept on getting shut down on us. So we had this one church on lock, but that was it at the time. Well, we knew of this ghost town in Mississippi about 4 hours away from New Orleans. And there was no way to really take a trip and go check it out. So we just drove out there and we shot that day. So everything that's not glass shots or in that church or whatever, all the stuff where you see Sky doing all the contortionist type stuff and whatnot, and there's another church. There's another church that we're in there, but it's like a white church. That's all shot in Mississippi in some ghost town. And I'll tell you a funny story real quick. So we get there, we're you know, it's just this little like walking area. There's a Masonic lodge. There's this church. There's actually two churches. We couldn't go in one of them, but we go in this church and we're gonna start doing some of the shots where I have the robe on, and I bring this box into the church, and we're all four standing in a circle, and we hear, "What's in the box?" And there's a little doll in the corner, and we all like freak out. I think this might be on the audio, might be on camera. I don't know. We all freak out, like, who the fuck just said that? So there's cameras in this church. It's not a church. People don't go to church there, but it's preserved by some group. You know, it's got an old cannonball from the Civil War shot on the top of it. So it's like it's under a preservation society. So it was the people who saw, you know, they got on their ring cam and they saw us in there, you know, in there. And they're like, "What's in the box?" I was like, "Oh, it's just robes. We're filming a music." I said, "A student film." That's what you always get away saying, a student film. Oh, we're doing a student film, and we're just, you know, da-da-da. And we showed them everything. She's like, fine, just make sure you leave it as it is, you know what I mean, and whatnot. And we did, but man, that scared the shit out of us. I think that was when we came back from doing cemetery scenes. And she was up in there, like, in the cemetery, in the ground, laying, and she was from that shit.
Listen, folks, if you haven't watched this music video, please, I don't even care if you don't like his music. I don't care if you don't like the song. Go watch it. How the reverse fucking play. Like, so it starts out and it makes sense. Everything makes sense. It's not like it don't make sense, you know, the play by play and everything through it. But then you get like 3/4 of the way through it, and then it's like it reverses the story on you. So you learn the story listening to the song and watching it, and then it back like they make it's like they're playing it in reverse, and she's like back crawling back to the fence. And dude, I love it. I just
love your perception.
Overall creativity on it is solid. I'm 700. I don't. Again, to me, that's a chunk of money.
It's a chunk
I work at 9 to 5.
Got for it. I mean, I paid more than that because I got an Airbnb. But I'm just disclosing. So if anyone's an artist out there, if anyone else wants to know, like, you know, you can do things and make them look good. You just have to put your time into it. We honestly, that music video, just for disclosure, was shot in May of last year. We didn't release it until March of this year. It was edited. He had a version edited of it. There were things that I wanted to, I'm not going to say that I didn't like, but things I wanted to change or scenes that I liked, and I'm an editor too. So I went in there, I added, I had he had sent me all the files. I add everything in there, and then that's what y'all saw. And honestly, a lot of people are like, you got to, how do you say? You gotta market it ahead of time and sneak peeks. Not fuck that. I dropped that shit. I dropped the music video.
This is time to give some bloopers and teasers.
No teasers, none of that shit. I told Fear, I said it's gonna be Monday. And honestly, I changed my mind to Tuesday because Monday is a busy day. And I was like, all right, so it's gonna drop Tuesday before the album drops on Friday. I didn't even tell the fucking director. The director I saw commented on the post, he's like, this is my favorite music video ever. You know, and it's his video, you know what I mean? It's his video or whatever. So he texted me, we chopped it up. I was like, yo, my bad for not telling you, but you know, sometimes you got to keep the energy inside before you release something. And that's what I wanted to do with this one. I didn't see the point in bugging everyone with a bunch of like, hey, you know, get warmed up to it. No, watch it in full.
Right. Just hit them with it. Yep, dude, it's tight.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of hard work went into that one. That album has been ready for. I don't even want to tell you. The album has been ready. The album was mixed. Well, the album was supposed to be mixed even a year before that by some other people, and things just fell through. Everything's good, but just things didn't work out.
You mean we could have had this last Got Jay? What the hell?
I wasn't able to perform stage last Got Jay because I did the year before. They bring us every other year if they bring us. So,
right.
You know what I mean? I'm hoping. I just emailed them again and said, hey, I emailed y'all kind of early in November. I'm trying to get on the gathering, and here's a new visual, and I sent them that video. So I'm hoping that kind of helps out.
Info at the Juggalo gathering, Wil E Haze. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Widget, you said why don't you?
Already asked me to do like the parking lot party or something like that. So I always like to, even if I get a main stage, I'm always going to do a couple other stages and let you know.
Right.
Get down. You asked earlier, yeah, I'm a juggalo, motherfucker. I'm gonna get down. You know
yeah, it's a reunion.
I to do my show and go. You know what I mean? I'm down.
Yeah. Widget, I'm actually on my phone tonight, dude. I'm not on my laptop. Widget's like, why don't you share his video, screen share and play it? And I should have. That's the plan, dude. I need to get better internet in my life, and I might make my old lady pay for that tomorrow. Like we just got to catch up on our bill.
We can do this. We can always do this again sometime. But yeah, I got bad internet too. So that's why earlier you were like, "Are you coming on?" Pause. And I'm like, it might only lets me attach so many devices at a time, and I only got one connected, and it's telling me that there's too many connected. I'm like, there's no one else here right now. So
right.
It was just being weird, and that's why I was like, no, I don't think I'm not. So I was like, yes, but I didn't want to like keep talking. I was like, keep getting online. You know what I mean? We started this, so yeah, I appreciate.
Yeah, no, you're straight. Bridget's my assistant. I don't know if you know who he is in real life. His name is Donald. I'll put that much out there. He's a good dude, and he's been helping. He's been helping me lighten the workload for my channel and stuff. So I appreciate everything he does. And nice. Speaking of that, Widget, if you would though, at least go grab his video link to that very video and drop it in the comments. Obviously, at the end of this video, we're going to get every link that this man wants y'all to have. His social medias, his Spotify, YouTube, Apple, whatever, you know, we'll get all that stuff. But just for topic's sake, anybody curious about what we're talking about, maybe Widget can grab that link and throw it in the chat. I wouldn't even be mad if you backed out to go watch it real quick and come back and tell us what you think about it. Yeah. We're going to move on to our next question, though, with who do you look up to in the music industry? And that's mainstream or underground, past, present, or current. Just give us a roundabout answer, you know? Who do you inspire from?
Okay. I'll answer this in a couple different ways, and in a couple different people in a couple different ways. Musically, early on, a lot of Tupac, a lot of Wu-Tang, a lot like they used to call me Wu-Tang Will. You know what I mean? Like, because I bunk Wu-Tang. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was my shit.
Right.
So I always have a Wu-Wear shirt on or something like that. I also listen to people, you know, and obviously the clowns later on we'll get into, but like, I listen to a lot of like Idea, Sage Francis, Atmosphere, Brother Ali. Like, those were a lot of the cats I like, because it's like, you know, Tupac is talking over here, and he's introspective, is that the right word? But these guys are, you know, just being, you know, talking on different subjects and stuff, and not everything's being touched on. So everything between that and then, like, you know, Wu-Tang, Outkast. I love the Outkast. Still love Outkast. Music like that, but I don't know. I mean, shit. Ghetto Boys, Beastie Boys,
Real good old fashioned rappers.
yeah, I mean, like, Digital Underground is the shit. Like, if you like music and you really go listen to Digital Underground, like, you gotta realize, like, when you hear things like Tupac shed so many tears, that's Shock G playing that shit on the piano. Like, real talk, I seen Shock G twice. And one time was at a bar in Arkansas. My buddy's brother was one co-owner or some shit, right? So after the show, I seen him play like the Alicia Keys shit on the piano. Like, he's a talented artist. But I could never. I got to kick it with him afterwards at the bar. Me, him, and some chick were just sitting there talking for like half an hour, about 45 minutes, and having some drinks. I was asking him some Tupac questions and shit like that. You know what I mean? Being a fan. It was obviously having Tupac pass, but like,
yeah.
So like, I listen to, I listen to new shit like the drill shit, like 22 G's, a kid out of New York that I'll be listening to. So I'm just kind of everywhere with it.
All right, no.
As far as I like the Pixies, I like the Violent Femmes, I like the Doors. You know what I mean? Brian Jonestown Massacre, if you know what that is. Like, there's a lot of different weird fucking music that I listen to.
See, I like weird music. I don't know everybody you listen to. I know the Doors. I know some stuff like that. But I'm that way. I like different music. And obviously, you said Pac. He's in his own lane, like lyrical genius. Like, he's a lyricist, you know. Yeah. But it's cool to inspire from. I'm not taking away from that. He's just like, there's not too many people that can be in that category with him. So I get
I'll say this too. I like Cage a lot. Cage Kennels, Cage, he performed at the Gathering, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've heard a little. I don't know a lot.
When I came around horrorcore, it wasn't necessarily listening to the Juggalos or Esham or that. I was listening to like New York horrorcore, Ill Bill, Necro, like I said, Cage, those kind of cats that were doing stuff like that, nonfiction or whatever. Not that really horrorcore, but like Grave Diggers, stuff like that. When I first came around, the what I would call the horror, or and listening to would be those guys.
Right.
And then, yeah, later on, obviously, like, bro, like when I started coming around, homies were like Two Bongs were giving me music. I remember coming back from one gathering, and I was like, bro, I'm gonna just go through the discography, and I started album number 1. Play the next album, and 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 play.
Right.
And yeah, like what they do, I had so much more of a. I always respected who they were and what they did. You know what I mean? Like, they're fucking huge. They're fucking on Woodstock '99. Like, what the fuck? You gotta be
right.
You know what I mean? I can't name another rapper on Woodstock '99 and ICP. I'm sure there was, but I can't name another one. You know what I mean?
Nah.
But to listen to their production, when you talk about inspiring and stuff like that, like their production, I mean, like, I listen. I have engineers. I'm talking like some people who do some really big things, and they'll be like, bro, how did you hear that? I'll be like, take that little breath out, or that little hiss on my how did you even fucking hear that? Or how did you know that was I listen meticulously. You know what I mean? When I hear it all, and then I hear it separately. And with the Clowns, I don't know, the production is just so fucking amazing, I think, always. I don't know who's always mixed engineering this shit, but it's what they can do, and not for nothing, but blend the rock and rap sound, which most of the time I listen to the Clowns, I'm not even realizing I'm listening to like almost like a rock beat, you know what I mean, or rock rap.
Yeah.
I don't realize that, and I'm like, because if you were to pull up in the light at someone, they're gonna think you're listening to like rock rap or something, you know what I mean, like that. And I'm like,
right.
To me, it's just the Clowns, you know what I mean? It's just ICP. It's not anything more or less. It's just that. Oh, and shout out to Ouija Mac, bro. Ouija Mac's fucking amazing.
Yeah, you better give my man a shout out, damn it. That's my Lorton Saber, damn it. Number 1 nut rider right here, motherfucker.
Whoop. I was fucking with him early when he was first out. I remember, and I'm not, no shade, but like I remember a lot of OGs were like, fuck this and da-da-da. I'm like, no, he has the new sound, but with the wicked shit, and that's what we need, to move on into the future. Not to say the Clowns can't keep doing what they're doing, but I mean, if you're gonna sign artists, you're not gonna sign artists that I feel like would sound like the Clowns anymore. You need to sign the new sound, what sounds new.
Man,
So
that was me like 8 years ago
yeah,
trying to tell like
yeah,
my closest homies, like,
yeah.
just give him a shot. Give him
I
a
met him a few
chance.
times at a few shows and whatnot. I would give him fucking Fago Gang shit. He's got posts online where you can see him on reels wearing Fago Gang shit. He would there's like some show in Dallas he wore the shirt at, which unannounced to me, someone sent me the YouTube link. I was like, holy shit, that's dope. But yeah, shout out Ouija. Shout out Darby O'Trill. I remember Darby from doing shows in Miami 10, 15 years ago.
No shit.
I just pulled up the footage the other day. If you look up, if you can find it, it's called Dark Basel, Basel, but it's like Art Basel Miami, but it's called Dark Basel. It was a show we did with Necro and what's his name? Necro and a little midget, Matt Child. And I don't like Matt Child. He's an asshole. So I thought me an asshole.
No, that's. I need the real Haze.
Tour, and he was such an asshole to the sound engineer. I lost all respect for him. I was like, bro, you're just a dick, dude. Like, and honestly, the way he made the sound engineer change the sound, I'm standing next to the sound engineer.
Hey, real quick, I want to be able to take this question off of the screen. Kismet, that's the homie. She's a scroll keeper, you know, so I got to put it up there. She's asking if Fago Gang merch is still buy one get one off or something.
Yep, we got buy one get one off. What you got to do when you buy it on the website is just make sure in the notes you add the size or the size and the color of the second one. Like if you get a hoodie and you want to, you know, you order the small red one and you want a purple one, you got to write purple in the description and you got to write what size of the purple one you want in the description. But I'm still doing half off. I never took it down, so that's my fault. But that's on y'all to win. You know what I mean? So I'm still giving out discounts. But
yeah,
yes, that is still a thing. But yeah, no. So Darby, I've done a couple. I think we did quite a few shows together. But yeah, man, he was just always a little hard ass juggalo, bro. You know what I mean? Like we didn't like kick it and like that. I'm not trying to like we were besties or whatever. I pulled him up on him on the float and chopped with him, but for a couple hours. But nah, he's just cool people, man. I remember him from back in Miami, and I remember he was a juggalo. You know what I mean? I remember him being that he was still that juggalo then that he is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Darby's a cool.
Darby trolled my ass hard for a while, and at the gathering he straight like trolled me. I should have brought that in here, but I didn't think we were going to be on the subject. I took a notebook for artists that I ran into to get signatures, because last year was my first gathering, man. I've been down for 20 years, but the cards just wasn't in my favor. I've been homeless for quite a chunk of my life, and I've been on my own since I was 16, so I only found stability recently in my life. And at any rate, I took a notebook for any artists that I ran into to have them sign. And I didn't even realize he done it right away. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was just kind of excited and kind of just ran up on him. I'm like, Darby, hey, will you sign this? And he kind of looked at me. He's like, what up, Wiggles? And then like he signed, and then he just handed it, and I had to go take a fucking shit, man. And so I just closed it, put it in my pocket, went to the porta john, came out, and I was about to like take a picture of it, and I seen he drew a fucking dick and some shit on a paper. I'm like, oh my god. And at first I was gonna be mad, bro. And then I'm like, nah, you know what? I got trolled by Darby. That's even better.
We got a Fago Gang flag that says something about Lord Baby Ouija Dick, and he drew a little dick on it.
Yeah. Because that's some real joke shit. Like, if I really would have got salty, that would have been dumb fuck on me. Like, what? So, yeah, that was cool. And he ended up making it right, you know, signing. He laughed. We made that connection, you know, whatever. But, yeah,
I was going to say earlier, cool. Too, when I was talking about going to the gathering with the first gathering with two bongs. We've been to a couple together. I remember we got there. If you're looking at main stage, where what old balls used to be, the grass, I was over to the right hand side, and my people had a dab tent right there. And I think we just got done taking a dab, and we were just kind of like looking at everything, and nothing was really going on yet. But I was like, man, I feel like I'm home. And he was like, yeah, that's what they call it. It was his first gathering too, but he had known that's what, you know what I mean? I didn't know that, and I was like, you know what I mean? And from then it's been on, bro. It's just been,
man. There is nothing like it. I don't care. I mean, I do care. If you're not a juggalo, fuck the fuck off. But like, I think everybody needs to experience the gathering. Like, that shit's real awakening. And for humanity, I think it could take a nasty person and make them just a little bit better.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
anything at all. You know what I'm saying?
It'll take you out of
So,
your reality and put you in a different world for a few days, and that's a nice reset.
mm, yeah, absolutely. Uh, the next question I like to ask, which you can kind of just tie back to what we've kind of talked about, and maybe you have some secrets that we still don't know. The next question is, are there any current projects in the work, or what's next? So you just dropped this album. Are you going on tour with it? Are you hitting up show after show? Was that just a one, and you already have another one coming for us, or anything new? Are
So
we pumping the brakes now and now gonna watch it build, or what's
I'm
what?
definitely gonna let this.
Uh oh.
Oh, did you lose me?
Yeah, for a
You good?
second, be good. We're
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, so I think we hit 2K on the video today, so I'm gonna juice this for a little bit and run with this one. Um, Tours, I don't have any tours lined up. I had quite a few people hit me up for shows recently, so you'll see me probably pop out on some show dates. I just did JCW in Vegas the other day. I just did Bakersfield the other day too,
What would it take
California.
for me to see you in Indiana?
Someone just hit me up about Indiana. No, maybe that was
Yeah, because dude, the Nap is where it's at. Believe it or not, that's where Ouija be doing some of his shows for Indiana. There's like 2 or 3 spots. Like Indiana ain't shit. Ohio's where it's at. You know, music
right.
industry. But Indiana has
No,
Indianapolis, and that's
I've
a
done shows in Indy. Yeah. I
yeah.
never he was the first tour I did with White. We went through Indianapolis, whatever. But yeah, inbox me afterwards and we'll chop it up. But yeah, right now I'm just doing a couple of spot dates. The gathering's coming up, so I really don't and I really don't want to take too much going on with that happening and the float and everything else. Not a lot, at least right now, only because I got all this going on with the video, with this project. And what you're asking is there anything else next? There's always something next.
He's
I got
about to be on Juggalicious remix.
yeah, I'm trying.
That's your boy.
If you drop a remix, I want on the remix. I'm gonna let y'all know. Y'all haven't heard Juggalicious. I've heard Juggalicious. That motherfucker. Listen what I'm telling y'all right now. When he drops that shit, that motherfucker got one. He got an anthem for y'all. He got a fucking anthem for y'all. I've heard it. I've heard it since I think he spit it to me over the phone, then sent me like a rough like vocal version, then sent me a mixed version, another mixed version. I've been
Oh man.
we've been formulating together, but I'm trying to if he drops a remix, motherfucker, I want all that shit.
Fago Gang album coming.
But so I got the next project I'd like to release. There's some singles and stuff coming out here and there, but the next project I'd like to release, I got something with Lil Yak coming out too. Actually, two different things.
That's a good one. Real quick, let me add that into this question. Are you going to JO3 as far as stuff coming up?
No, I won't be there. I'm
Okay.
trying to get somebody that's gonna be there to hand out some merch if they want, and I'll hook them up with some merch. But no, I'm not gonna be able to make it there. It's just not in the books. I couldn't even make Juggalo Day this year, so that wasn't in the books. But we will be gathering. But shit, what was the question before that? Where was I at? Oh, the music.
Damn it.
So
yeah.
the next project I plan on
and
releasing is gonna be a little bit lighter hearted. It'll just be me rapping for the most part. You know what I mean? Like it's not. This album was dark. You know what I mean? I felt like
right.
this next one I'm gonna have fun with it, and I'm gonna drop something called Wil E Haze, and I got beats that are use the samples or the original samples that LL Cool J used, and then they're remade. So you'll kind of get that, like you'll feel that vibe of it, but it's a different beat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna drop that. Probably won't shoot a music video for that. I'm thinking of shooting a music video for the song IFWY or whatever it is. I ain't fucking with y'all. Trying to go out to New York and shoot something. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to budget that or if I just want to go right into the next album. Because after we do LO or after I don't know who we is. It's just me here. After I mean hollering a whore and shit, you know what I mean? But it's just me here. After I do LO Cool Haze, I'm going to try my best to drop Fago Gang, the album, because the song has been out since 2018.
Oh shit!
I performed it the first time I think in 2018, and the song's not online. Like you can't go on Spotify and bump that shit. I never released it. So it's you know, like I don't know. I know like the Doors and shit. They do songs back in the day and perform them before things would get released. But yeah, I'm trying to put out the Fail Gang album. It's pretty much done. There's some things that need to get re-recorded. There's some new songs I think I want to add. And I want to shoot a music video for that. I found a location in Brooklyn, and this one is gonna be like the last. Like we made a horror movie, right? We made a horror film on the last one. This is no pun to horror. Fuck you, horror. And he's like, oh, horror movie. This is gonna be more like we're gonna make a comedy when we shoot.
Okay.
So my next, I'd like to shoot I Ain't Fucking With Y'all, like with some street bike shit. I got my cousins in New York, like Rough Riders type shit. But I don't know if I want to pull that off or not. I'm still trying to debate that in my head. But the next videos you'll probably see from me are gonna be Hatchet, which is I got a bad bitch. Yeah, she got a hatchet. That joint, and which isn't out either. I've been performing that for years now. I'm gonna do a music
See, I think that's awesome though, because you're getting it in people's heads, and they go looking for it, and then they can't find it, and then they go looking for it.
Know where to listen to Fail Gang, bro. They be going listen. They find their homie who recorded this shit live at a motherfucking show, and they be bumping that shit. Stan.
Right.
But I don't care. It's cool. It is what it is. I appreciate it. I think that's awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna do the Bad Bitch music video and the Fail Gang music video. Probably the next major like visual.
He's recorded my Juggalicious video too.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna try to shoot the Horror wants me to shoot his music video. So,
do you ever like do any video recordings at the gathering, or have you?
You know, I'm usually I'm rather
fucked
working.
Up. You're hanging out.
You know, well, all day I'm working. You know what I mean? I'm at the merch booth, and for the most part. And then at night, I'm just getting down, bro. And it's too to me. Like I've thought about it because everyone's like, "Why don't you shoot Fail Gang there?" And I've thought about even taking just all the footage because even the first time I performed Fail Gang in New Orleans, it was on a sold out show at J-Day at House of Blues. Looney Tunes, who I didn't know at the time, happened to capture in its entirety that song from the beginning when we started to the end. He sends it to me on the internet, and I'm like, bro, can you plug your phone into a computer and send me the fucking raw footage? You know what I mean?
Right.
It compresses it. So it takes 2 weeks. He gets to a computer. I don't know this kid at the time. You know what I mean? Not like that. And he gets me the footage, and I'm like, thank you, bro. It is like the cleanest fucking footage. It's amazing because New Orleans was the conception of the birthplace, not conception, but the birthplace of Fail Gang. It's the first place I released any of it. The stickers.
I want to go so bad. I haven't been. I got some homies there.
We did that, and then oh no, I lost my train of thought. Let me smoke this blunt. I don't know, what was I talking about? Chat, what was I talking about? Come on.
Original video to
yeah, that's right. So I had that footage. So I thought about over the time, I got a lot of footage of me performing Fail Gang, you know what I mean? And I got some really good sets of it. I got there's 300 people at the crowd at the gathering we did 2 years ago. And I thought about even what if I just put it out as a music video, like, not a tour video, but just, cuts from different shows, which I could do, but I think the idea, and I'm not going to tell y'all, but the idea, I think Horror knows it. The idea I have in my head is so good and so funny that, like, visually pleasing, it's worth it to wait it out. I may, though, drop another version of the video with all that live footage at some point in time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Put the lyrics on the bottom or something like that.
Here's a sequel or alternative version.
Yeah, but
no, that's dope.
I definitely got stuff in the works. Definitely got some shit coming out for y'all. Don't
Wiggles are just trying to get in people's videos. That's why I'm asking. I've heard and seen people talking about, I'm recording a video. Well, let me get in that bitch. I might never really sing. I'm goofy. I'm loud. I'm a fucking clown. Let me be a background person just in your shit. Like,
we might be up in your area for the Hatchet video, actually. We might be around Indiana, Ohio area. I don't know.
Man, I live by the wickedest cemetery. Come fuck with the cemetery in your video. I don't know.
Nice.
All right, cool. Let's go on and move on to something different. Bro, you've given me 40 minutes just on like the first 5 questions. Nobody does that. You have really answered these questions, and I love you for it. Thank you so much.
Rapper that's like, yeah, I'm a juggalo.
Nah.
Yeah, I like Tupac. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
no, that's
story time.
right. All right. So, realistically, then, wait. I'm skipping. What's your favorite song that you have done so far? And if you can't pick, maybe like to one, give us like the top three or four that you have some kind of attachment to it or something like that.
Hmm. That I've released. I'll go off the ones I've released because obviously I ain't gonna know the other ones. Um, there's a song on the
Look at
album.
I'm talking to her real quick. Look at your messages. I sent you a freaking message of what I want from Taco Bell, woman. Sorry, that's my lady. She's on the way home and stuff. I need some food.
Oh, that's funny. I think. Hmm. Ask me the question again.
What's
Let
your
me.
favorite song that you have released? And if you can't narrow it down, pick a few. I like to add, maybe it's one that you're more personally attached to for said reason, even if it hasn't like been your most viewed song or excelling or you know. We froze for a minute. I'm out of froze.
There
Nope,
you
there
go.
you are.
No. I had to send a text out. Sorry. Um. There's a song called "Ceilings" on the Last Night in Tokyo album that I just really like a lot. Um, I have some other songs kind of like it in the sense of that vibe. I feel like that'll come out soon. But yeah, I that song. There's a song called "Ceilings." Um, Lord Hayes is one of my favorite right now. I mean, I fucking love that song. I created the vocal chain for that. Like, I'm not an engineer or anything like that, but I created my own vocal chain for that, and I had it mixed out by Paxton. But
Horace said not fucking with you.
um, I think Ceilings, Lord Hayes, Fago Gang. Honestly, Hatchet's one of my favorite songs too, though. I love that song. I got a
Listen, every time you
hatchet.
say that, I
It's a
can't help
hatchet.
but to hear Lardy B ass in my
Yeah,
head.
well,
Eat in my hatchet.
yeah, it's funny because I don't have the actual name of the song. I've always just called it Hatchet Bad Bitch. Like, I don't know what I'm even titling it because it's not out yet. But yeah, shout out Lardy B, by the way. Yo, Lardy B is the motherfucking queen. All hail the motherfucking queen. She cool people. She wore the fucking. I'm sitting chilling in Mike Cole. Shout out Mike Cole gang. Uh, I'm sitting there chilling, and I get a text, and he's like, "Yo, did you see Lardy B?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "She wore your fucking jersey," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And on J Day, she was wearing the fucking. Actually, it's her homie. I think it was her homie Santi's gonna sold to him, but she wore the fucking Fago Gang jersey out on stage for part of her performance or whatever. So I go to message her, and I'm like,
Damn.
I text her. I'm like, "Yo, text her on the phone. I'm like, "Yo, thank you, da da da," and she's like, "About time." She's like, "I've been waiting for you to say something, like for you to notice." I was like, "Oh shit."
Ah,
I was like,
yeah,
"Oh
you
shit."
wasn't trying to be too forward, and she was waiting for
But
recognition.
I had
Ah,
I think I was editing or something for the past 2 days. So I'm not when I get into those modes, I'm not on social media. I don't care about that part of the world. I'm just in work zone. But
right.
nah, Lardy B's the shit, man. She's good people. Her whole crew's good people. Blake Santiago, 23 cups in this motherfucker. You know what I mean? By the way, I gotta throw this out there. Whore. Shout out Whore, this bitch. Whore was on tour with me.
Horse said, "I'm promoting the fuck out of this links. Tell them what I did at the magic show on tour."
Oh, okay. She knows this. Lardy knows this legit magician, right? And he invites us to the show. Like, we all go in for free, da da da. We get to go backstage with them afterwards, da da da. But they were like, "Hey, is anyone from out of town?" And you're in a big theater in Branson, Missouri. There's family. You gotta imagine, this is a magician show. There's fucking families there, bruh. And
Right.
then, so Hor puts his hand up or whatever, and they bring him up there. They didn't bring him on stage, I think, because they realized what was happening. But the guy's holding, when the magician's there, there's two people, and there's a third guy, and that's the cameraman. And he's getting the close-up angles, and those are projected on the big screens on the fucking at the place. And me and Hor designed a shirt together that says Hor, WHORE, the W crossed off, and the E crossed off, so it just says HOR in the middle, right?
Right.
Whore within the whore. So, and here he is in all his mighty and glory, just standing there all, do. I think it's this card, or I don't remember what the fucking trick was or whatever. But and there's just we're in Branson, Missouri, the Bible Belt, dog, and there's just all these families there, and his shirt says fucking whore on it. And I don't know, I think it's 23 cups next to me. I'm grabbing him, and I just met this fool dying. It was him or Satya, I can't remember. Dying. I'm like, bro, I fucking designed that shirt.
Yeah.
That's a picture of him because they did photography of him wearing the shirt with the dude not up on stage, but right below the stage, because I don't think they wanted to bring him on stage once they read his shirt.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
that is fucking amazing.
We didn't even start the tour yet. I think that was the day before the tour started or some shit.
Y'all just cutting it up, having a good time, damn it.
We do. That's what we'd do.
All right.
Cool,
so, yeah, you can do pretty much whatever. Whatever.
I'll see you in a second.
Oh, you're cool. You can even like hit your cam button, and then it'll just go to an icon, whatever your standard icon is, or whatever for YouTube.
Yeah.
But as long as we can hear you, we ain't got to see it. Everybody knows what you look like, and if not, go look him up. No. So the next question, realistically, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, what's your 5-year plan? Are you here? Let me kind of add to that. Normally, I don't. I just make the artist elaborate. But like, are you on your own label, or do you want to be signed? What's the goal? Are you living off of music now, or would you like to live off of music? Do you still have to work a 9 to 5? Like, what's the 5-year plan?
5 years, I mean, still doing music. As far as a label, I mean, I run my own stuff right now. I think we're in a transitional period right now where we're doing a name change and everything on the label. But I run that. We've narrowed it down so we don't have so many artists. There's a lot of people that we had originally on weren't as proactive as we needed them to be, and we need everyone to sit there and look. If I put something out, y'all put it out. When y'all put something out, we put it out. When you put something
match that energy, keep it going for everybody.
So that's what we're trying to do right now. I'm heavy in Paul's heavy in hands with Whore and Fear You right now, doing a lot of music. Not necessarily music together, but just doing a lot of things for music for each other. As far as getting signed, would I do it? Yeah, it obviously have to be right. I think a big thing of that would be, it'd have to be, and I'm not trying to say I'm big, but it'd have to be bigger than what I am. I'm not just going to go on Joe Schmo's next door, you know what I mean?
Just to be hanging out with your buddy.
Be like a minimum level of, like a C17 or something like that above that. I know there's other things out there outside the juggalo world, so I don't mean to just stay in there. But
I mean,
but yeah,
bro, he don't get signed on to strange music. I want to be mad,
Hey, someone send Tech Nine that goddamn music video, bro. He needs to see that shit. I ain't gonna lie, I was on his page and I commented on it. I commented my little video down there, like, bitch. And some people liked it, so I appreciated that. But no, as far as getting like, if it came to that, I would absolutely do it. As long as it made sense, as long as I had,
So then, are you fully independent? Do you have an LLC at least?
Yeah, hold on. So yeah, I'm fully independent. I do everything myself. There's no team over here. It's literally just me. I'll holler at Whore and we'll bounce some ideas. I'll be, hey, what do you think about this when I do this, or a couple of homies. But there's no team in that sense.
Right.
As far as what was your question again?
I just added on no, you're good. Fuck, I hit my vape and blamed you for half a second. I asked if you had an LLC and independence.
I'm business up like that. I make I do film and video, and I do music. So in between those two entrepreneurial ships and a couple other things.
Wait, so like you work a 9 to 5 too?
No, I do film. I'm all entrepreneur. If it's not music, it's film, or I'm editing for clients and stuff like that. or I'd be sewing
Okay.
clothes and shit, or making rugs or whatever the hell.
And recently,
Artistic
this
shit.
is not normally one of my questions, but I'm using my brain and stuff that I know. Recently, you just moved, right? Like you went from being somewhere to moving somewhere
Yeah, I was
else
in
to
Vegas.
better yourself.
I was in Vegas, and now I'm in Cali.
And
Um,
now, was that a business move, or was that just a personal
no,
family move,
it
or?
was personal. I had a long fight because I'm a juggalo,
Uh
and
huh.
because we're gang members, and because Fangoman's
Yeah.
a real gang allegedly. So I had a long fight in court, and eventually the judge the judge basically said it was over custody stuff, and I had custody already, but for more of it, the judge basically said, she goes, ICP or insane clown posse. She goes, that's my generation.
Ah!
It
Yeah. Yours.
could have been more. It could have been more like satire or comedic or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, bro. It was a lot more to the story, and I don't want to get too personal on here with all that stuff.
No, yeah.
So
No.
now I'm living out here.
All right, yeah.
And yeah, I'm full time Californian. I guess I'm paying all these
Oh,
fucking taxes
okay.
out here.
Um, yeah. Let me find my next
Good one.
question here. Uh, okay. So then that's what led to that, but you pretty much said, but I don't know. You might have
Shout out
something
Rig
a
Man in
little.
this motherfucker.
Oh yeah, Riggy, he's been talking to you. I didn't know if you seen the message or just him and Horror's been talking back and forth. Oh, Evil Cook decided to come hang out. He acted like my friend when I had him up here, but afterwards, fuck Wiggles. No, I'm just kidding. I
Shout
love you,
out Evil
Evil.
Cook.
What's up? Uh,
Evil.
yeah, Riggy was mentioning about he appreciates you're gonna be a
Evil.
sponsor for the Stoner Olympics. I know we got lots
Yeah.
to
We're
work
trying to get
out, but
there.
you're a real one for it. So
I'm always
yeah,
listen.
I just
I've always been down to help out, and anyone that ever seen me at a gathering or even any other event, bro, I'm always helping out. I give out free shit. I always look out. You know what I
That's
mean?
what I'm saying. I'm in that next video. You ain't gotta pay me nothing. Just get me there somehow.
I
I'm
got
there,
you.
baby. I want to
I
come to
got you. We'll shoot.
California, wiggle, getting all goofy, up in that bitch.
We'll send the juggalos
Yeah. Um. All right. So that's what that led to. If not music, then what? So before you knew, even like you said, you do the video and that kind of stuff too. But
Yeah, I've always
generally
done television
speaking,
shows and films and shit.
do you think you still like you would have ended up in music, or do you have another hobby, maybe just a side hobby that maybe we don't really know about, or do you
I
think you'd
mean,
have been working a 9 to 5, or?
I mean, film was always a thing that I loved, and that's why I do film. So that would be a good little side hobby. I love editing. I love filming. I love creating in that sense. But just any kind of art in general, I don't care if it's. Last night I was cutting up cardboard, making a leprechaun trap for my daughter for school. You know what I mean? Like helping her do her. Like I love just to create and
Hell yeah.
like that. Anything else I like to do? Yeah, smoke weed.
Horse that he winks my.
That's my number one hobby. No, but
Yeah.
no, I just yeah,
Sounds like
man.
your number one hobby is being a dad, and that's pretty
No,
cool,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
I
I don't
honor
do
you
that.
for it.
Yeah, we don't do that in front of her, nothing like that. Or we, me. I
No,
don't do
no,
that.
no. I'm
Yeah,
I'm saying I
but
just admire you doing what you got to do
nah,
for your family.
yep.
No, that's cool. Uh, let's see here. What did you want to be as a kid, though? Was it a singer? Maybe you wanted to be an astronaut or a paleontologist.
No, man, I think I always want to be a rapper. I really
Stop
wanted to
it.
be a
He
rapper
woke up
because
at
as a
3,
kid,
pulled the binky out. He said, nah.
as a kid, I understood whatever genre it was. It doesn't matter if it was whatever genre of music. It was the rock star. It was the on stage that I wanted to do. And early on, I just always listened. I mean, I was young listening to like Run DMC tapes my dad had, old Run DMC tapes my dad had, and Fat Boys, and you know what I mean, like stuff like that.
Hell
So
yeah.
yeah, it was just always. I don't think there was anything else I ever wanted to really do more than music and film, music and make movies. That's you know
Okay.
what I mean.
Acting and music
Yeah.
goes hand in hand, baby. That's awesome. Uh, okay. We won't say what I wanted to be. Cheesy might put it in the comments. And that was only for a short period of time until life hit me. But at any rate,
Family.
okay. So this question, you answered kind of previously, but we're gonna retouch on it just briefly or whatever. Ah, there it is. Widget put it in there. Believe it or not, when I was a kid, I
I
wanted
was
to be
gonna
a
say
cop.
cop too, you fucking
I
cop.
did,
All right,
dude.
Maddie.
I swear to God, yep. Until I was like 7, and then
Okay, yeah, but you're a kid at that point, bro, and there's not anything.
yeah, that's the question though. What did you want to be as a kid? A
Yeah,
paleontologist, an astronaut, a cop.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, I
I
remember
thought
being
it
like
was
first.
serve and protect. You
I was
know,
like first grade in Hawaii in my room, and I remember like wanting to be a rock star. I just remember that. Like I had a little record
listen,
player. And,
TZ, you're right. Wiggles is a cop. I got to be detective to do what I do. I got to investigate. I got to learn. I got to research. I got to reach out. I got to nag. I got to drag people to my show because they don't want to fucking hang out with Wiggles. I got to remind them. So you're kind of right. I ain't mad.
fuck a cop. Psh, we got him now. Agent Federal Hayes in the building. Shout out my boy
Right.
Dave Campbell, man. Dave gave me a motherfucking couple years ago at the gathering. He gave me this little sheriff badge, right? Because it was like, oh, you're a cop, right? So I went around like I'm a sheriff, and a little badge and everything at the gathering last year. And then I was like, wait a minute. Dave. Because Dave was making fun of me again about being a cop. And I was like, Dave. And I was never a cop, obviously, but like, I was like,
Right.
you gave me this badge.
Ah!
You're my
Yeah. you deputized me, but man. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously, for people that maybe don't know, didn't see, whatever, however, the next question goes as following: have you played the Gathering of the Juggalos, or been to any? And if so, how many times? And
I've
on
been
both
to,
accords.
I don't know. I've probably been to, I can't count the gatherings, 8, 9 gatherings, maybe somewhere around there.
Hell yeah.
I want to say 8, I think. I performed at every single one of them. If it wasn't a main show, it was the Reno Riders show or this show or that show. But pretty much every other year, except for 1 year, because I think I missed the emails. I was on tour. When I was for the 20th. Every other year, I performed at the gathering since 2015, like on the official ballot or whatever. And then
I met this
yeah,
ninja
if I wasn't
before.
performing then, I was always performing other
Fago
shows.
gang stuff is fresh.
Fago gang, don't
Fago
bang,
gamers.
bang.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. So I didn't mean to cut you off. I just seen somebody coming in and putting some comments up in there. Cool as ice. What up, G?
Hey,
Man, y'all are coming out the woodworks. I appreciate y'all so much.
All the juggalos in the room, I need y'all to do me a favor. I need y'all to type whoop whoop.
Yeah, put some whoops in the chat. Whoop whoop. You know what I'm saying? Get that Wiggles whoop in there a little bit. Loud and proud. Okay, so you've been in the music scene for a while then, huh? What would you say? Put a number on it. 10 years?
Yeah, I'd say at least professionally. What is it? Yeah,
I mean,
I'd say professionally 10 years because I know by like 2017 is when I think I started charging for shows. So I guess less than 8 years professionally. But yeah, me and Two Bongs are doing tours since 2015. No, 2014 maybe. I think we did our first tour with Little White. So yeah, 9, 10. Like going out and actually doing it and doing shows and touring and all that, I'd say a good, yeah, like 12, 15 years, somewhere around, or well, 12 years or whatever. Doing music, yeah, 15 plus years or whatever, you know. Always done music. Always done music.
So you've worked with, I can obviously guess, so you've worked with quite a few people and artists. So my next question is, if you could collaborate with anybody that you haven't yet, mainstream or underground, who would that be, perhaps? Like, who would you like to maybe, or give us somebody that to you think is maybe untouchable still right now, and then maybe like somebody that you would like to, but it might take a little more skin in the game, and you know, something of that type nature maybe. Or you might be like, nah, dude, I don't work with whoever. I work with whoever. That's that. And okay. Yeah.
I mean, there's ideas I have for songs. Like I got a song I'd love to have like Violent J on.
Oh yeah, that's that untouchable, huh? Or do you think that's possible?
It's not impossible. I've actually reached out. And I've been reached back. Rob reached back and explained to me how it works and da. And it's all, you know, it's just a matter of, you know, if if even if I send it or whatever, he's got to like it and got to want to get on it, kind of thing. It's got
yeah.
I think the song that I have in mind would really be like, I think really good for that. But another part of it is being able to afford that, and as an artist, going, do I drop all my money into that, or do I put it into 6 other different things? You know what I mean? Because obviously, he's a fucking platinum artist. You're not going to.
Yeah, that's like 20 band something.
That's more than a band. You know what I mean? You're gonna So, and not for nothing, I like to work with Ouija. I told Darby when I saw him at J-Day, I was like, I got a couple songs actually I wanted to send his way. I was like, yo, I want to work with you, but I'm gonna let you know, because I know you're not gonna charge me. Just because you're on C17, you're not gonna charge me. He's like, I got you. I was like,
Darby, but listen, I heard Ouija be charging like $5,000 though, so I don't know what.
I don't know, but I'm sure he's worth whatever he's charging, because his name fucking carries weight.
Hell yeah.
But no, I don't know. Like outside of that world, Devin the dude, I'd always like to do a weed song with, but he's like, he's probably about five something grand. I think last time I checked or whatever. They're just people I can't afford.
He would collab with Tupac, of course.
Yeah, of course. I would like to do more like something with Weedy with Tupac, because you know what I mean. Like he's on like I'm not necessarily like on some more of the hardcore stuff that levels that he's on certain or was on certain things. It's got to make sense for artists too. You know what I mean? There's a lot of artists I like that I necessarily wouldn't do. Like
it just you guys want to mesh.
Yeah. But like I'd like to do a song with Sage Francis, but that would be more on some like backpacker type, not backpacker, but like more thought driven kind of music or whatever. Not like I would do a weed song with him. I mean, I don't think he guys even smokes weed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anybody else.
Do you have any songs with Shaggy the Airhead?
No, and I'd like to work with Shaggy. Shaggy, they DJ'd my set one year, and he was like, "Bro, your shit was amazing." He's like, "I'm a fan." And he's like, "Let's work." And we were supposed to get around and getting some beats, and I don't know. You just reminded me. I should probably hit him up and be like, "Yo, what up?" But no, I haven't worked with Shaggy. I talked to Devereaux after I dropped the Juff song, because the first line of the song was like, it should have been Devereaux on that beat, ho. When he said something about mustard on the beat, ho, and Kendrick.
Yeah.
So I said it should have been Devereaux on the beat, ho, and it got to I think Waddy or somebody sent it to Devereaux. Got to Devereaux somehow, and he was like, "Yo, shouts for the shout out type shit." I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." I was like, I respect what you do, and I'd like to work with you. You know what I mean? At some point, I didn't say his name in the song for that. I said his name in the song because if someone's gonna do the, I could have said Mikey Clark on the beat, ho, whatever.
Right.
Devereaux's in the current position, and I was like, yo, and I just wanted. It was more of me paying homage to him. It wasn't me like trying to get him to work or whatever. But we've talked business, and actually I said, hey, I just dropped the Lord of the Flies project, I'll get with you in a little bit, and we'll talk about doing these beats, because we were talking about doing maybe like an EP, and it'd just be all Devereaux beats on the EP.
Ooh,
so might do something like that.
That'd be all right. Yeah. So this next question, I swear, sometimes I want to take it off the list, but then sometimes I get some really interesting answers. I'm not trying to blabber too much, but damn it, I've interviewed 86 of you guys. Shout out, you mentioned Acetone just a second ago. Yep. I had him on here. That's the homie. I've had a lot of Juggalo artists, non-Juggalo artists, and I'm grateful for that. I really do appreciate y'all coming and slumming it with me, because who am I? I'm just a jug, man. That's all I am. I'm a nobody.
We're just juggalos. Making words rhyme on beat.
Right. I feel it. But I really do appreciate that. At any rate, though, so my point is, answer this question however you want to answer it. You being an artist, you're connected with artists. And every artist in their own right is, a celebrity or somebody, famous, or, maybe not. But so the question is, have you ever met anybody famous to you? And I like to answer this question with, obviously I met the Clowns, and that was one of my big famous, and I've met Ouija a couple times, and some of you artists at the gathering. But outside of that, I have met Pauly Shore. Nice. So, what I'm saying? You live in L.A., California. You ever just run into fucking, I don't know, Tom Hanks or
All right,
you know.
so um, man, I want to say I don't know. I remember bumping into the people that ran Fear of God, which was originally like Kanye West or something like that shit. And I think Virgil used to be down there. I might have seen him. I don't know if it was really him. That was the dude that did Off White and all that shit. But they were kind of worked out the building I worked at. That's not music, but music. I met
No, they
this
don't, and
one.
that's just it. I don't want to. I mean,
No, no,
I'm just saying I don't want to
yeah,
take
I
away
got you.
from
No,
music,
no, no. I
but
know.
if that's all,
But I bet Little White been on tour with him. That's the homie. You know what I mean? I just saw him at the float. Like that's like we tell stories when we see each other and talk like we're fucking best friends. You know what I mean? Like that. So Little White
yeah,
was cool as
that's
fuck.
dope.
I met let's see. I was at this arcade one night and I bumped into Killer Priest from Wu Tang. There's a dude standing in front of me playing the Miss Pac-Man machine because that's my joint, and he's killing the game. And all of a sudden the power goes down because they shut. That's how they shut down and kick everyone out at like 2 a.m. or whatever. And
Good
this dude's
evening,
got a
Jess.
rhinestone. He's got a rhinestone Wu Tang hoodie on. He turns around, it's Killer Priest. I'm like, oh shit. So I start chopping it with him. I'm like, yo, I show my Wu Tang time. Like, bro, I got that when I was like fucking 15 years old or some shit like that. And my boy fucking needled it in. He's like, yo, give me your math. Let's work. Because I told him about like, he had this one song called Heavy Mental. I'm like, yo, my David Ruth, I do music under this alias called David Ruth, or I used to back in the day. I was like, it's kind of like, on that level. So he's like, let's work. Then it does. So I met him like that. Uh, LA story real quick. I went on tour. The first white tour I went on, we had Jackie Chain with us. And Jackie Chain, I don't know if you know who Jackie Chain is, but he's got songs with Kid Cudi. He's a Korean dude from Alabama, so he's got this like country accent, right? But he's Korean. But he did big things, like you know what I mean. He was around all that Paul Wall shit type shit or whatever. So he invited me one time after the tour, and I was living in LA with my girlfriend before she's my baby mama, but with my ex, and she invited me down there. We went to this little Hollywood bar, you know what I mean? Just something little, like in Hollywood off the, you know what I mean? Just like something and I'm chilling in there, and Gangsta Boo's there, and Gangsta Boo was hitting on my baby mama hardcore. Like it was like I smoked a joint with her. I gave her some of my rolling papers. The dude from Workaholics, that show? There's like
I've heard of it.
This dude's got this big curly. If y'all in the room, y'all know what I'm talking about. He's got big curly hair or whatever. He was there that night. I think I smoked with him and gave him some of my rolling papers. And he just
that's dope.
Yeah. Chain knew little Gangsta Boo. So yeah, I had met her like that. R.I.P. Gangsta Boo. And then I came off a second tour with Little White, and we had this dude called New Age. R.I.P. New Age. I hate saying all these fucking R.I.P.s. New Age was a tattoo artist, and he wanted to start up, get a little sizzle going, a little pilot going for this TV show. So he asked me to film. So after the tour, we go back down to Miami, we go up to Atlanta. We were supposed to meet with like a few different people, but we ended up meeting Scooter DeMay, and I met up with we went to his house, Bizarre D12. So I went to Bizarre's house, filmed him getting a tattoo, filmed his wife getting a tattoo. I'm in the house 6 hours, 8 hours that day or some shit like that. Two Bunks was there. He was running a couple of errands, but he was there. And I remember at the very end, I just gave Bizarre like my CD and my rolling papers, and he just thought I was like, look, I'm not trying to promote to you like that, like as a rapper, but and he just thought it was so dope, like my packaging and what I had done. He's like, where you get rolling papers from? And da-da-da. And this is, some years ago or whatever. So
right
before everyone had their own rolling papers, I was in the independent world. I was probably the first person to have fucking rolling papers. Wiz.
Hell yeah.
I don't even know. I think Wiz might have had his rolling papers out at that time. But he's major, so that's different. So long story short, yeah, I met Bizarre. He was cool. I tried to work with him a few times, but things didn't work out on our end or whatever. But just a cool cat, man. You know what I mean? Like he used to call me. Like he was like literally, dude would just call me on the phone and talk to me for an hour. Like he's taking a shit and he's talking. You know what I mean? And I remember one time he said, I could hear him in the background talking to someone. He's like, "What? A duck? Marshall got a pet duck?" You know what I mean? I thought that was, me being out, I thought that was kind of cool. Juggalo shit aside, I thought that was kind of cool to hear that. And then just to wrap that part of the story up, on the Fago Gang album, Wil E Haze, Acetone, Bizarre. We got a track. It's already recorded.
Ooh, all right. Um, enough with the heavy. What's your favorite color?
Oh, probably purple
Okay.
or I like color combos like pinks and blues and shit like that. I like that Miami type shit. So I got a
I
pink
like
shirt on.
red. Your hoodie is calling to
Thank you.
me.
Thank you. Yeah, obviously, well, I like red too. I mean, I wear, you know what I mean. I wear a lot of. I actually, I sold this whole joint myself. I cut up this shirt, right?
Yeah.
And I put the Lord Haze here. There's the lyrics.
Yeah. Man, I made my own Juggalo jacket, and it started with a patch off of a roached out hoodie.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's that shit, boy. All right. What's your favorite domesticated and wild type animal?
Domesticated animal favorite pit bull because I got a one-eyed pit bull named Lucky.
Oh,
Wild animal. Saber-tooth tigers are pretty badass. I know they don't exist
yeah.
anymore, but they're pretty badass.
That's cool. Mine would be dogs. I do got a cat I fuck with pretty hard, but
Oh, that's awesome.
dogs and a pit bull for sure. And then I like white tigers, man, because they're like rare. They're not supposed to exist. They're luring. They'll draw you in, and then they'll kill you.
Yes,
Like
they will.
that's what they do. They're literally they look so majestic, and you just want to pet them, but they're gonna eat you.
I also two others I'll say real quick is I like elephants because they're just so smart, and I like wolves because the way they move.
Yeah,
The way
boy.
wolf thinks and hunts and moves is like.
And that pack instinct,
Yeah,
and they all have a moral, like they know where they belong in position, and bro, it's dope. I fuck with it. Okay, so before we move to the next page, firstly, we have gotten to an hour and 21 minutes. I will go as long as you're willing to go. I just like to let you know if you're not paying attention, anything, da da da. Everybody that's hung out this long, thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate it. And this is your part, okay? So I'm going to ask him this next question to buy time for y'all. Those of you that are in the chat right now, if you got any questions for him that you really want to know, or maybe you know something about him that he hasn't told us yet, that make for a funny topic for somebody that doesn't know him that finds this video, or just anything that you can think to ask that man, you put that question in the chat. But in the meantime, while we're waiting on y'all to throw a question in there, my question for you is, being in the underground scene, being that it's so big, how do you try to separate yourself from the next guy?
Out rap them.
Damn.
You go back and there's some shit I be saying that like motherfuckers don't be catching, be going over motherfuckers' heads. Sometimes there's triple entendres. You know what I mean? But no, how do I stand out? I never fit in. You know what I mean? And I always do things my own way, regardless. I mean, I could talk to, again, I'll use Horde as an example. I can talk to Horde and he could say, hey, here's this advice, and I might use it, I might not. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, how I want to do it, and what I see in my head. Not to say that I can't. I haven't go, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I haven't thought of that, but I just do I just do me. Like there's no. I think because of a lot of my life, the way I've lived in different situations and different things, I know we're all unique, but I know I have a way to tell the story a little differently, I'd say. I have a lot of perspectives. I've lived a lot of places. You know what I mean? There's some people who've never lived in their county or their city or their block. And so I've been to, not all the way around the world. I ain't been to like Asia or nothing like that, but I've been in some,
You've seen some places,
America,
huh?
Europe, Middle East, yeah. So Canada.
Dude, I've only been to like 5 states. You're talking about you've been to other countries and shit. Yeah. That's amazing.
So I think like a lot of that helps. I think my drive also helps me stick out because I see it with a lot of artists. I'm like, yo, you got to do this, 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 and this consistently. You know what I mean? Not just today.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah.
when it comes to like the merch or when it comes to something, I never short end nothing. If I wouldn't buy it off that rack in the store, I'm not gonna sell it to you. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna put out bad quality. You know, I don't always put out music every month like some of the artists do, and that's cool. They can do that, and maybe they can do it with quality. That's not me. I'm gonna give you the project when it's right. I don't want to tell you. I should tell you. I think I should. I don't want to tell you how old those beats are from the Lord of the Flies project. Y'all wouldn't believe me.
Probably as old as when I found out about that book back in like middle school.
Maybe not that old, but
no.
You know what I mean? Like projects come out when they're meant to come out. I don't like to force things, but to stick out as an artist, I mean that's never my plan. But rap is a competition, and when I'm putting that pen to the paper, or I'm laying lyrics down on my phone, or however I'm doing it, I'm there to make the best that I'm there to make better than what's the best that I can. You know what I mean? I'm there to ether people out. Like I put out online before. I'm like, yo, $500, $1,000. You know, I'll out rap you. And ain't no people are like, oh, I'll show up, and so if I out rap you, I win your $500. No, you gotta put $500. This is a bet, bro. Like, you know what I mean? This is competition. Like, it doesn't.
Right.
No one's ever really stepped to me. I mean, like, I'm not saying that I can't be out rapped, but I also just a lot of kids nowadays that rap. We're gonna get a little deep. A lot of kids nowadays that rap just know how to rap because they learned how to rap. They never took the time to like figure out how to rap. That's the difference. See, with all the shit on the internet, you can literally have a song written for you. You can go online and go, how do I write a rap? And how do I put these and this and that? I didn't have none of that.
No, okay, yeah.
I had to figure out, why doesn't this sound right? How do I make this sound better or to fit better? And on top of all that, a lot of it comes from, and a lot of kids, I guarantee you, we could walk into the Juggalo community, and I don't want to say the Juggalo community, but let's say the underground rap community, and walk up to half the rappers, and they don't freestyle.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's fact.
Yeah, and I'm from the era, or from the, it doesn't matter era at the time, but I'm from the crowd that we cipher. You go find old Wil E Haze ciphers on YouTube and shit. I got a couple YouTube channels. You could go find like that battling and shit like that. We used to battle at the fucking high school parties and shit like that. Like, and a lot of artists won't do it because of ego, and they're scared of this or that, and scared of being made fun of or look bad. But
now, do you think that gives you an edge, being able to freestyle and write stories and rhymes and songs? Is that
stage, I can freestyle my ass motherfucking way out of it? You're never gonna know the goddamn difference. Rappers be on stage talking about, oh, I fucked up, or it's my first time. Don't remind us. You know what I mean? Don't, just move the fuck on and don't remind us. It's a show. You're not supposed to go, oh, sorry for the technical difficulty, like that or whatever. Like, just shut the fuck up and move on. I'm not trying to be rude, but like, shut the fuck up and move on.
No, yeah.
Like, don't admit you fucked up on the song. Don't admit, you can tell someone's your first time doing the song when you first started, but afterwards when you sounded like shit, don't say, oh, that was my first time.
Bro,
you know.
This is kind of similar to that and not at the same time, but it made me think of it nonetheless. I always tell people, or it comes up in these interviews that, so you can like take a beat. Okay, I'm gonna give you two scenarios. You can have a beat that's fucking flame, right? False beat, and then the artists don't deliver. They get up there and they're just like, it's not there. Okay, and then you just fucked up like an awesome beat. Or you can have a B-rated beat. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't mixed mastered completely correctly, but you get up there and you kill it, and you got a stage presence, and that can make the difference. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to see. I like to see you fight through your struggle and kill that shit. Or you come hard and match the energy as hard as that beat is.
I've had people tell me when I've come off stage, because I've done shows and outside of the Juggalo world before I was in the Juggalo world and touring, and then inside the Juggalo world, and then a mixture of both or whatever. And I've done, sometimes you're at a bar in the middle of fucking nowhere, and like in Elko, Nevada, people. And I had a dude tell me, it was on the Kung Fu tour. I've had a few people tell me this in different tours, but like, hey man, I'm gonna make fun of his voice a little bit. He's kind of country. He's like, hey man, no offense, man, you know, I'm not really into your type of music or nothing, but you were an awesome fucking entertainer or performer. You know what I mean? So like, and that's what it is. It's art. It doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to necessarily like this part of it, that part of it, but there was something in there that he caught, and he's like, wow, that guy, you know, is really doing it. And that's something also too. You said like, what makes me stand out? Like, I try to do it with the music and all the visual stuff, but when I'm on stage, bro, a lot of rappers. Remember my homie saying this back in the day. He's like, man, I hate when rappers just stand there rapping. Because unless you're saying the coolest shit I've ever heard, it's the coolest beat I've ever heard, and unless your voice is so phenomenal, then like it's boring watching a rapper up there. That's why I'm jumping on the stage and flopping around and jumping up here and jumping into the crowd and this and that, because I want to, you know, it's just me. If I don't have a hype man, you know, I gotta work even harder actually.
Right, that's why you need Wiggles as a hype man. But anyways, right? No, that's what I'm saying. Absolutely. And that's truth. And it goes the same way. Like, the song can be bunk, but if you're jumping around and giving me something, not necessarily bunk, it can't be complete shit, but you know what I'm saying? It can be lacking, and you can improve it physically, not like verbally.
A lot of artists want to put shit out, and honestly, what happened over time, if you ask me, I can put it into the film world's perspective. So at some point in time around 2006-ish or whatever, 7-ish, DSLR cameras became a big thing. That's when you have the camera and you can change the lens out like a Canon. And they would shoot in 1080 and they would shoot 24p, so it looked very cinematic. So everyone can get their hands on these cameras, and not everyone was filming things right. And sometimes it'd be out of focus, and you start seeing music videos with out of focus shots and this and that, Well, because it got dumbed down, the dumbed downness became acceptable. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now when you see certain things in music videos, you're like, when you watch most music videos, it's a dude in a wall or a graffiti wall or in his house or just somewhere boring as fuck. So what do you have to do? You got to add a bunch of fucking
crazy going on, yeah.
Right. Not for nothing. Go watch Lord of the Haze. I mean, there are effects on that when we do, like, there's like a VCR effect, and he actually played it on a CRTV and then filmed it again or whatever, some of the shots, which is part of the storyline. But when you watch something like that, like we didn't need to like dirty up the footage in a lot of the scenes or whatever. We didn't have to do any of that because we shot something good and something that looked good. When it goes, and I'm trying to say that into the music is, once everyone started getting, I remember having like 4-track recorders and shit to record my music on, like hardware. I didn't have a DAW. I didn't have Logic. Pro Tools was the only thing probably out at the time, and it was fucking retarded expensive, and no one was getting it. So once everyone started getting their hands on DAWs and being able to record, what do you hear? You hear rap deteriorating, and I'll explain. When you first write a rap song, and you don't write a rap to a beat, you just write the rap.
Right, lyrics.
You take a beat, and then you try to read that rap to the beat. You know what that sounds like to me? Scammer rap, Blueface, Tron, maybe Tron or whatever the fuck his name is. That's what it sounds like, right? They're just trying to read all the words before the beat ends.
Right.
Boom, boom, and boom. And I like my dog and my cereal. Boom. I have some Cheerios in my whatever. Like, they're just like, that's what that sounds like. And because they had the access to not practice it and to be able to just spit it out and put it out like that, some things might have been kind of catchy, or like, you know, not for nothing, rapping is rapping and you're talking on beat, period. But like, it started getting acceptable, I feel like, to hear shit like that. And I call it rap shit.
So I think, and I don't want to say the wrong person, but I like giving credit where it's due. And I do believe I watched King Wicked say this in one of his videos. Somebody asked him about somebody just getting into the music scene or whatever, and how they should practice writing songs. And he said something like, you should go home and sing it in the mirror and see if it looks the same and sounds the same, what you wrote down with that, because it's different to just you know, you got this idea, a song, it's there, and then to actually like get it out and make it sound right. And yeah, if you didn't have the beat first and write the song on the beat, and you just wrote a song, and like you said, now you're trying to like mash it together.
So yeah, that's what I think of that. I think that there's a lot of that going on, and it made things easier to dumb things down, and I don't know, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
You're not gonna hear me do a scam rap anytime soon.
I feel it. Okay, next question I got for you. We're slowly getting there, and also I just want to point out once we get to these games. Oh, he's gone. He fell out, y'all. We lost him. Hopefully he clicks and comes back. I was just saying we only have like 4 or 5 real questions, and then we got the game questions, and he ain't even got to do them if you don't want.
Hold on. Let me get this
Oh.
back of my.
He said hide it. Don't show us though.
You there?
Yeah.
So I accidentally hit back out on the screen.
Yeah, you're good. I was just
I didn't get your
literally.
question, though.
It was ironic. I was just literally saying, we got about 5 like straightforward questions left, and then I have what I like to call my game questions. If you, for whatever reason, don't, it's getting too late or what have you, whatnot.
Swill's right. Swill does write my rap. Swill's my ghostwriter, by the way.
Yeah.
Shout out Swill. I'm gonna make a shirt that says Swill's my ghostwriter.
That's what's up. Swill's good people. That's family right there.
That Lord Haze shit is dope, Swill. I appreciate the look.
Do you have any siblings?
No, I'm an only child.
Yeah. Okay, well then, I'll usually there's more to that. So let me like advert to a different question, kind of. Is there anybody in your family that supports you the most in your music career and what you do?
No, I mean they're not like against me or anything. Like I have a big family, but I never.
Do they take it serious? Do they think you're really doing something with your life, or do they think it's a joke? Like, you need a real job.
I honestly don't know. I don't mean to sound like this. Like I don't talk to them. It's nothing bad or anything like that. But like I have a big family, but because I moved around a lot and I didn't live like on the East Coast where a lot of my family lived or where my family lived, like I didn't connect with a lot of them. So I mean, I got some cousins that they'll bump my shit or whatever. They'll check it out or whatever. But I don't know if they know how serious it is or what I what I mean, what I really put into it. What I'm actually
I have artists coming up here.
One of my cousins, she knows like she's about my shit. You know what I mean? She knows what's up. But I don't, like I said, I don't really. Yeah, I just wasn't around them. I wasn't like the black sheep that was, but I wasn't in a sense. But I just wasn't around like that. And I've always been just very, not to myself because I got friends. I had to always kick it with homies and shit. But like, yeah, just.
No, I get it. That's cool. I've had artists come up here and say they have a big, well-connected family, and they still don't bump their shit. Like, they support them where it counts. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a shout out from Ouija. Oh! But they ain't playing their music.
People always hear rappers talk about, my friends don't support me or this or that. Yeah, because they're your friends.
Right.
Your fans. You know what I mean? Most of my friends from high school aren't fans of music the way, I'm a fan of music. I don't fan out on music to where I'm like, I'm buying all the drops and shit. When the gatherings there, I go get my merch and all that. But I don't be like getting all the drops from whatever artist. It's just not me. But I'm still a fan of music. And there's a lot of people out there, a lot of my friends who listen to music and might like music, but they're not fans, they're not fanatics, or the music that I make, they just don't listen to rap or whatever. That's right. I got one homie from high school, my boy Crawdad. I made him come to. I didn't make him, but he came to a gathering with me. I think he's coming this year.
Fucking dragged him like you're fucking coming.
No, he was about. He goes to the float and shit now. He's like, I'll go without you, motherfucker. So yeah, definitely back to that converted question. Yes, I've definitely converted some people. He's all about it now. Now he's all like bumping Ouija Mac and bumping the clowns and shit all the time. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yo, did you hear the new Ouija Mac shit? I'm like, I don't even know. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, but he supports, and he's always been a supporter. Shout out my boy Crawdad. Actually, I gotta hit him up because he asked me for some merch. He's always been a supporter, and that's a person I met before I really laid music down. I mean, I have friends that I met through music and they support. Shout out my boy Cliff, Spliff Ninja, and shit like that. But
So wait, you mean to tell me you don't shun your friends that don't listen to your music?
Do what?
I said, wait, you mean to tell me you don't shun your friends that don't listen to your music?
No. I mean,
No, dude, you see it a lot on Facebook, so I don't know how much you're on like the social media aspect of it, or you're working on what you're doing and you might post it or somebody else post it.
I try not to scroll too much, you know what I mean?
Right. I see it all the time, and people, I can't stand people, just all the dumb comments and like little posts about, well, support me or match your energy, or to a point, I get it, but like people,
or spend less time on the comments and work harder at what you're doing.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. That's pretty much my point. Like you could devote that energy elsewhere and just better yourself than making a poor me. You don't support me. I'm sending you a link every day. You're not watching my video. Like, find your lane then. I don't know. Yeah.
Or maybe it's not good, or maybe, but yes men around them too. You know what I mean? You don't want to tell your homie that the shit sucks. Fuck that. That shit sucks. You know what I mean?
Tell me.
Something, I'm not gonna be rude about it. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm a person, like, I used to run a recording studio for a long time. I mean, I still have my booth and shit here, but like in Miami, I've recorded. The biggest people I've probably ever recorded in my booth was Flesh and Bone and Busy Bone, and it wasn't for my song or anything. It was for somebody else. And actually, if I shut the door, you could see the signatures on there. But you gotta know when to tell people shit sucks. A lot of times I'd have artists come in, and even though they're hired, they pay me $25 or whatever, $40 for the hour to come in and record or whatever.
Right.
And I would tell them, like, hey, I like that, but you should say it like this, because I'm the first person actually hearing it through the headphones on beat, and I'm listening to it in that sense. So I would always, what I call like being a polisher, pause, but like, hey, do this, say it like this. My boy Ozzy, he would say something like, but do it like this. Like Dre used to do the Snoop and be like, yeah, but say it smooth like this instead of saying "fuck you, bitch." Go "fuck you, bitch." You know what I mean? Like, I hear those things firsthand when I hear something. Horde knows because Horde sent me a song, and I was like, "Yo, you need to do this on this part and add this." Like it would click in. You know what I mean? So he's gonna do it. But anyways, that's
I think, and I just want to like add to what you just said real quick. Like you can never truly grow with yes men around you is the point. Like you gotta have somebody say that ain't it, man, or like you said, given constructive criticism to help grow. Because if everybody's like, yeah, you're the best, this is flame. Well, but is the next guy thinking it that don't know me and hang out with me? And
the other part of that is it's just because someone tells you it's not it doesn't mean it can't be it. But a lot of times that I feel like if it's just something that's kind of trashy and it does catch a hit, it's a gimmick.
Well, yeah, people be hating to hate too.
You're known for a gimmick or whatever. Or like that. I don't know. There's the guy who fucking goes on the streets and freestyles all the shit. Cormac or Harry Mack or whatever the fuck his name is or whatever. And not for nothing to the dude, but it's just that's your gimmick. Great. I can go on the corner and freestyle too. I didn't do it, so I can't cry about it and say I didn't get. But I don't want to be famous for that. You know what I mean?
Right.
When I remember watching music videos ago and like, why the fuck is this shit got 20 million views and yet this is like but I don't want to be famous for that. I'd rather have my fame of where I'm at or my numbers of where I'm at, and like the best thing ever said.
Knowing your worth and what you want to be known for.
Mainstream fans, like that's the best shit ever because I'd rather have what's real in there than be not for nothing. Big dude, he's got his own podcast and does his own shit. I'm not calling the guy a gimmick, but what he does is a gimmick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not a rapper. You're not dropping hot songs. And honestly, if you ever do, no offense to the dude, but no one's gonna care. Or that little group of what you do is gonna care. But you're not. It's not for the masses. And I'm more for the masses in a sense. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to trying to make music or making music, I don't want to be laned off onto something.
Right. I got a homie in the chat real quick, and you can continue. I'm not cutting you off. You can finish first. But a homie in the chat that actually asked you a legitimate question, so I put it up there.
My call. Have you ever?
Yeah. Crow name call. Yeah.
A fear of releasing music.
Because he's, I think, thinking about doing music. Perhaps I've only met this homie the last few months.
As an artist, I get anxiety, or not anxiety, but like I get like sometimes I don't want to record. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I gotta record. I don't want to record. And I don't like force myself ever to really record because it doesn't come out good normally. But sometimes you gotta just step in there and see where it takes you. You know, light a joint.
Do you think it's artist block, or is it laziness, or is it actual fear, or
I think
like I feel like he actually does.
I think it's a little bit of what's the word? Procrastination. Sometimes I think it's a little bit of am I gonna put it out as good as what's in my head? And I mean, am I in the right like balance of vibe right now to go in there and record sometimes? So sometimes it takes me like I've had that LL Cool Haze project for a while, and I have everything written out. There's just like 2 songs I need to go in and record. And I tried to do it last time a couple weeks ago, and I was in there and got a little flustered trying to get it out right, and just I gotta take a break like that because I don't want to put it out like that. But as far as like scared of releasing music, not really. I mean, maybe the backlash when you put something out. I have an idea for a song I want to do. It's somewhat relevant with something that's going on within a subgenre of hip hop. I'm not gonna go too into detail. But I'm like, yo, fuck that and fuck them. And I'm talking about all of them. You know what I mean? And this whole subgenre, let's call it X rap. We're just gonna make up a word, okay? Like if it was rock rap. It's not rock rap, but I'm just saying. I'm like, fuck them, fuck your whole genre, fuck all of you. What you do is you can call it hip hop, but it's not, because what you are from and what you're talking about is the opposite of where hip hop was born from. Hip hop's the fucking struggle. So, you know what I mean? Like, and on that song, like, kind of, you know, I don't know if I want to release it because.
Are you afraid of diss tracks back, or
no,
what's?
No, let's go to war. Let's go to war. I'll take you to war. But I'm more in fear of. You know, at some point when I was 16, I'd have dropped whatever and said whatever and fuck you to whatever.
Right, you're more conscientious.
Now that I have a brand and a business to say,
right?
You got to play the political game a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm not out there saying I like this president or fuck that president. My personal opinion is right here. Fuck the president. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like rap is from the struggle, bro. What are you talking about? Like you're voting? That's not for me. That's not what my culture, where I'm from, the cloth I'm cut from. So, but again, back to like, you know, I did a song one time about this was like I think was it George Floyd? I don't know. There was a lot of stuff.
The protest, yeah.
And it was like probably 2018, 2019, and I got this song, and I'm like. Basically, next time you see a cop, let that shit pop, pop, pop. You know what I mean? And I never put the song out because, there's a whole other side of Wil E Haze on some songs that y'all haven't heard. And there's older music out there. If you really do the research, you can go find like a song called La Revolution or Revolution or something like that.
That's that A-cab.
But there's sometimes you got to think of what you know, like, at that time I was just where I was living and everything. I was like, I don't want to put this out. And I don't know. That wasn't as big of a deal, I don't think, but I think just sometimes I think
the
question. I'm not scared of releasing music, but sometimes it's like I gotta think what's politically or you know, Walmart can sell whatever the fuck they want. But if Walmart starts selling, and I'm not religious at all, but if Walmart's selling a bunch of fucking satanic shirts that say Satan is Lord and all that, they're gonna fuck up their market.
Right.
So what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like if I do feel so powerful about something, I will speak out about it. But you got to be careful because you can fuck up your market.
No, I think you done the mature, conscientious thing to, you know, secure your future in the food on your table. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to be like, fuck the world, I'm a juggalo, fuck you, fuck them. But
you ever heard a song by 50 Cent called "How to Rob"?
I don't like 50 Cent, really.
It's 50 Cent before Wanks and all that. It's just in hip hop history. It's you know what I mean? I'm
right. It's like not. Hey, I just never really got into him.
I got you. So early 50 Cent, you know, mixtape days before Wanksta, before Eminem and all that, he had a song called "How to Rob," and he literally talks about. He's like, I rob. He's like, I ain't even got to rob Big Pun because he's too fat to run. And he goes through all these rappers. Like, I'm a rob Diddy, I'm a rob Jay-Z, I'm a rob you because of this. And I thought about doing that because it's satire. You know what I mean? He wasn't really talking about Rob, but I thought about doing that. I'll just put it out there. I was like, I thought about doing that for the Juggalo world. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a Rob Phillips, but and I talked to Mike Cole about it, and shout out to Mike Cole, and he was like, motherfuckers are gonna be pissed because some of them are not gonna understand the satire, and they're gonna, you know what I mean? As funny as I thought,
they're gonna take it as real can be,
and then yeah, like you know, like if you're talking, it doesn't matter what side you're on. If you're talking the twisted side or the psychopathic side, you know, robbing them all, whatever, or the underground rappers. I thought about just like, okay, I'm gonna rob Horde and rob this and that, but some people aren't gonna get it, and some people are gonna be pissed off.
He said,
yeah, you just gotta be. I feel like I gotta be kind of. I don't ever put out anything out. If my heart's in it, I'm gonna put it out. I'm not scared of that. But sometimes there's things that I'm like, let's not put that out. You know what I mean?
He said, should someone start with cover songs or their own songs? I think their own songs, but sometimes a cover song is something that you're familiar with the beat and everything, so it might be easier for you to start getting a cadence. And this is a non-musical person.
If you're talking about like recording, I mean, or just learning to write and rap. I mean, yeah, I think I wrote down like the Far Side song back in the day. Now, in my younger days, I used to sport a sag. When I went to school, I carried lunch in a bag with the apple from my teacher because I knew I'd get a kiss. So always got mad when the class was this. I mean, I know that verse because I wrote that down as a kid, and that's when I started to learn structure a little bit. As far as if you're talking about performing, no, don't come out with a cover song. You can do. I've seen rappers do cover songs in their performances, and that's fine or whatever. But don't do a cover song to come out with. But if you're just talking about like writing and starting out, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's, you know, imitation is how you know, unless you were the person that invented fucking music, yeah, you're gonna have heard something and go, okay, let me do it with my style.
Right. All right. My question, and then sorry, we have the game questions after this, and I'll get you wrapped up and out of here. We're just almost to 2 hours, man, and I can't thank you enough for that.
No
That's
problem,
amazing.
bro. I'm down.
So my next question, and I say this, I've done 87 freaking interviews, and I say it every time. I need to reword this fucking question. Well, I need to reword it because it's weird and it's a tongue tie, but I mean to ask it with all sincerity because I think it matters. So, like, who or what inspired / came up with your stage name and your logo?
Good question, brother. You good. That's really good.
Yeah, thank you. I can take a little off there.
What's funny is I used to answer that question a lot, and I haven't been asked that in years about my name. So the question was my stage name and my logo. Okay. So
and also, who created it? So who created the logo? Once you
I got you on that. I'll tell a story on that. Wil E Haze. So I made an album. I was probably 18. Recorded an album. It was just on like mostly like beats that were stolen and shit. I never really put a name out for it. And at some point in time, I mean, my name is William. I was watching or had thought of or was doing a rhyme scheme and I think I might have been freestyling, honestly. And I said, I think I said something like, you ever seen a movie? Hold on, let's back up. You ever seen Major League?
What movie?
Major League with the fucking Indians. You're from Indianapolis, bro. Right?
I know. Well, I'm not from. I've only lived here for like 7 years. I'm from St. Louis.
Okay.
But I think I've heard of it.
Okay, so it's the movie. It's got what's the dude's name? The Tiger Blood cocaine guy. He's the picture in the movie. And
okay,
what the fuck is his name? He showed up in The Gathering, bro. He fucking performed it. He's like, I do Tiger's Blood, and he was doing all the cocaine, fucking hookers with AIDS and all that shit or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it's about Cleveland.
Yeah, that's Cleveland Indians. My bad, not Indians.
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen. There you go. So Charlie Sheen's the picture in the movie, and like, you know, he's called Wild Thing or whatever. And then there's another dude in the movie, Wesley Snipes.
Okay.
He's played by Omar Epps, I think, in the second movie. But anyway, so Wesley Snipes I said something like in a freestyle. I think I said something about the Steez on Major League, or something like the point of the rhyme was something like um, I'm Wil E Haze without the maze, or I'm Wil E Maze Haze but without the maze. I said something. I was freestyling. I can't recall exactly what I said. But Wesley Snipes' character was called Wil E Maze Haze. And he'd always run and steal the bases, and he'd always come up short on the base. Like he'd slide. He was all about looking good and fancy and all this, right? And that's a
Right.
braggadocious thing. So I'm like, yo, Wil E Haze. I just took the maze out. Willie Mays is a real baseball player in the movie. I mean, in real life, and then he plays a character called Willie Mays Hayes, which is kind of like loosely maybe off of Willie Mays. But but he spells Hayes obviously
Sorry.
Hayes. I'm a huge pothead, so I'm like Willie Hayes.
Yeah.
Spell it like Chuck E. Cheese. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of where the name came from, and it just stuck. I did music under like David T. Rude, Turk the Terrible, and a couple of things, but that Wil E Haze was always like my predominant of what I was gonna do because I smoke weed. I'm a weed rapper, and was that. And then you asked where the logo came from. Well,
Yeah.
I think in marketing it just made sense to me. Like, what am I gonna do? I was like, now at this time, I'm gonna be honest. I never saw Twisted's fucking or any other rapper's fucking version of this shit. The only thing I had ever seen was Dr. Dre, The Chronic. But that really to me was just like a picture of him in the thing, the papers or whatever. And I'm so seeing that so many times, I never thought about that being the white zigzag papers. So, anyways, I literally still have the drawing to this day. I don't know, it might be in Vegas actually. I drew this picture of me with I think a joint in my hand, and I might have drawn the pack of papers in my hand or something too. Just I'm not really good like artist like that, but I just like rough drew it, and I sent it off to this kid who was doing, his name is Johnny, who was doing work for No Emotion. He actually did the I think at the time he had already done the Oxygen Breaks album cover for me and Two Bongs. So I sent it off to him. I was like, look, this is my rough idea, and I think he might have changed it and put the microphone in my hand. And yeah, he's the one who did that. He also is the guy who did the Fatal Gang logo. So I mean, he's a hitter. You know what I mean? Like he did the Last Night in Tokyo album cover for me. He's done a bunch of album covers for No Emotion.
Listen,
for me too.
And that's just it too. Like this ain't me just saying it to be nice or whatever. Not every artist could like pull off that because it does kind of just look like a zigzag. You know what I'm saying? You really, you got your own.
And that's another reason why I did it. I mean, I did it with the hat, to stand out a little different. I had the beard, and people were like, "Yo, bro, you look like the real life Zigzag Man." I was getting that all the time. Everyone sees me smoking everywhere. So and then when I did the logo. I knew I was going to do my own papers. It was a matter of finding the company. I think the guy, one of the partners in the company who made the rolling papers, is one of the guys from what was the Adam Sandler film? O'Doyle Rules. He was one of the family.
Oh yeah.
The one with the crazy eye or whatever. I think he was one of the owners of that company or something like that. Anyways, so I did that, put the papers out, and motherfuckers love that shit. Like, and yeah, it was just, I mean, it made sense to do it like that. I have other logos, and I have some new stuff I want to put out too, but that thing just stuck with me. You know what I mean? And
hell yeah, no, that's awesome as shit. So I said that was gonna be the last straightforward question, but my old lady likes to. Speaking of doing art, she does digital art. She's drew little chibis for me of like Ouija, and he's shared them and stuff like that. She drew my logos, and she's pretty talented. But she always asks the question usually, if you could be any animal or non-fictional character, who would it be? And sometimes when she don't have commissions, she might come back to my videos and try to draw you up as said thing. Not always, but sometimes, and that's what I mean. She drew Ouija as a chibi in a bathtub, showering in blood. Like it was pretty dope, actually.
If I could be any animal, or what was the other part of it, or
non-fictional character, a sci-fi show or cartoon character. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Something.
If I could be an animal, there's different things that different animals can do, obviously. So there's the swimming, dolphins under the water. That's cool and all that. I think flight is one of the coolest things. That, you know what I mean? We can all swim. I can't hold my breath for them, but I can swim. You know what I mean? Fish can swim. I get that. But flight, I would say flight. And then I'm going to say it this way. If I was going to choose a bird or whatever to fly, I wouldn't even choose a bird because I don't want to end up in a cage. And most people I've never heard of owning a bat. So
yeah. However, sometimes those motherfuckers end up in your house randomly, and so you're like hearing this. It sounds like it's dying. You're just trying to like get rid of it without it biting you and shit.
And fucking hundreds of bats swooping out on us. You know what I mean? Like just tripping balls.
Yeah,
I would say that as far as fictional character,
like vampire, werewolf, or even like I don't know. I don't know what it's whatever. Like, did you pretend to be Dexter's Laboratory or Jimmy Neutron?
Whoa, hold on, I dropped you my bad.
We're looking at the float. Yeah,
There's
go
two
ahead.
cartoons I would say the Great Grape Ape, which is an old cartoon, and he's just this big fucking grape fucking monkey. I don't know, because it makes me think of weed. But if I'm actually gonna try to work on this. I guess I probably shouldn't have said that. I could have just said this. And we're gonna work on this little toy, and I'd say Captain Caveman.
Okay.
Because we're gonna make the toy, and it's gonna be Captain Haze Man. And he's got that little back and shit like that.
Yeah.
I like those two characters. Scooby Doo is my favorite of all time, though. But if I could,
hell yeah,
I would say that. Space Ghost, but they kind of made him look kind of funky on Adult Swim and shit.
Well, see, and that's just it. She would put her own little spin on it, but she'd take what you said and then kind of, do a little back searching, and it not always, but sometimes she does. So I like to ask it. Okay, so we're at 2 hours and a minute. We still have these game questions. They usually actually go by pretty quick. Like it's either or all the way up until I have one random question and 3 fill in the blank. You want to go ahead and run those, or you want to close it up?
Can you give me like 15 seconds? I'll be right back. I gotta take a little potty break. I've been drinking a lot.
Yeah, I gotta go take a. Yeah, everybody go take a potty, and then we'll run through the. We'll run through the game questions. Thank you so much, everybody that's hung out. I don't want nobody to think I've been ignoring them either. I mean, the man up here is the main attraction, and that's why I'm trying to give him all my attention. He has given me nothing but extended answers this whole time, and that is fucking incredible. And so I'm trying to show that back to him. But all of y'all in the chat, you fucking matter, and you know this, especially if you like Swill with his own podcast. People matter, people hanging out and engaging and chatting and stuff. It really does matter, and I appreciate all of you. Widget, thank you for being my assistant. I love you, homie. Well, I've been promoting this little second. I still got to go take my quick leak, so you can talk to the people or just whatever. Give me just a minute. It's right here down the hall.
What's going on, people of the interwebs? Of the interworlds, of the interweb worlds. How are we with this evening? Are we okay? Are we okay? Are you okay? It's my show now. I'm taking the fuck over. No, I'm just kidding. First I ingest, hold on my chest. Eggs headed rest, I'm headed west. They are obsessed, I'm signing breast. She attests that I am the best. I made my own cold completes come join. I once did shrooms in Des Moines. We going to us treating groupies like whores. Want me to lie? Okay, I'm a nice guy. I'm fly, but you frustrated. I'm fly, but you fucking hate it. I'm fly, but you bugging. You ain't Tupac, you ain't thugging. I got a mirror in my pocket, I practice looking hard. My posse on Broadway, that's the boulevard. Hit strip, hot box the whip, recycle the reaper. You know what I breathe, but it's like magic when I dab it. I'm instantly blasted. I'm a stoner, but please don't typecast it. Just because I twist it, don't get it twisted. In other words, I mean to get your ass kicked. I mean to get that drastic. Use elastic. Plus, I'm feeling fantastic. I'm cheap from that bombastic. I puff, 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 puff. Then I'll pass it. Good timing, bro.
All right. So we're just gonna jump right in. These are either or. So I'm gonna literally list a couple options, and you pick out of those options. Or of course you can say neither, but that's no fun. So we try to
I
play
got you. I
along.
got you. Check this
Uh,
out. I got you.
what we got going on here?
Go
I'm
ahead and
going to
clip it.
clip
Switch
that.
it.
Dope. Hell yeah. All right. So we're just gonna jump right in. Twix or Reese's?
Reese's.
Hell yeah.
I
Summer
like
or
Twix, but I like the way they stick in my teeth. Go ahead.
right? No, you're good. Summer or winter?
Ugh, that's hard. I'm thinking about like being creative in those times, and it's like there's so much going on in the summer intake, but then the winter's so nice because you get everything done. I'm gonna have to go summer because I like, you
Okay.
know what I mean. The booties is out.
Yeah, I don't like cold, man. Uh, in Indiana, we get all seasons in like
Oh yeah.
3 months, so it's
Yep.
stupid. Uh, Day or night?
Day and night. Not long. I'm
Uh,
gonna say night. I'm a night person. I like.
yeah, I'm not no
I mean,
morning
I love the
person unless I
sun and I
have.
need it, but yeah, I'm a when it gets quiet at night and all the vibes die down and shit like that, so my brain starts fucking tweaking. Not tweaking, but
Yeah.
tweaking. Yeah, no, no,
Yeah.
not lefty gummy shit, not that shit tweaking. Just my brain starts.
those vibrations, boy.
Yes. This man
Truck or
knows.
car?
Truck or car? SUV.
Okay, there you go. That's an alternative. A little bit of in between.
If I had
I like a
I'd probably
truck
say
because you
truck.
can
I'd probably say truck because it's more useful though. You know what I mean? I can throw shit in the back and da-da-da-da.
exactly.
I had a
Yeah,
Tacoma for
and
years. When I lived in Miami, I had a Tacoma, and I remember motherfuckers like have Ferraris and shit. I'm like, bro, the cops try to. You can't even drive over the curb in that thing. You know what I mean? At
yeah,
least I could. Like.
right. And being in the music industry, you got to haul stuff. I mean, I guess you might got like a
Yeah.
utility van that follows, you big famous and stuff. I
No,
don't know.
that
I'm just
costs more
saying.
money. No, we don't. Hey,
Right.
keep subscribing. Keep hitting play. Retweeting that shit. We will get that van one day.
Bruh. For real though, you can always earn $1 with a truck, man. Somebody needs
Right.
something moved, hauled, whatever.
Facts.
So that's my whole idea. Uh, okay, you're taking your sweetheart out on a date.
Right.
Are you going for a movie night or roller skating?
Probably a movie, just so we can relax and be off our feet. You know what I mean? I be jumping around.
Okay.
Yeah. Boring shit, bro. Yeah, definitely. I'd say a movie. Roller skating's fun though.
Hell yeah. Pizza or pasta?
Pizza. I love them both, but pizza.
Yeah. Okay, this one's for your fans. Which are you more active on, Facebook or Instagram?
More active. I mean, posting wise.
Yeah, like what are you going to be more engaging with your fans on? If they're trying to really get a
Honestly,
response out of their favorite artist, they want that that tag, that engagement.
Honestly, and I hate to say both, but both, because whatever I post on Facebook, usually ends up on Instagram in some sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
The stories, if I post them on stories, I have it so it goes out to both of them automatically. And if you message me on Facebook or you message me on Instagram, I'm gonna respond. You know what I mean? Like I'm all about that. Like I that's what I want as an artist. You want that engagement. You want people to click in this and ask questions or.
Right.
But yeah, you can message me I check them both. You know what I mean? Like they're not.
And then TikTok or X or formerly Twitter.
TikTok or Nazi Musk. I'm gonna go TikTok. I'm gonna go Red China on that one, buddy.
Yeah.
No, I like TikTok honestly. For the fact of the way its algorithms do work, and you can get things out there to more people easier. Everyone's like, what's nice on you get a little bit more wild on Twitter when you're saying some shit. And they're not gonna ban you for saying like cunt or something like that.
Yeah, you can.
But yeah, once he took over it and it kind of got all I don't know, he made all these tiers and all this different weird shit, and I don't know, it's like all right, whatever. But I've always liked TikTok. I mean, I've always liked Twitter. Shout out to Vine. I miss Vine.
Yeah.
Can we get MySpace back? Where's all my MySpace
Yeah.
photos? Who has my MySpace photos? I got songs on MySpace. I don't even know if I have copies of some of those. I think I do, but you know what I
Man,
mean?
the days of ranking your friends and with no shame.
Oh yeah, I know.
Did you fuck up this week? Oh, you're off the list,
That's the
bitch.
first social media fights, bro. That's the first social media fights. Now it's like, people just talking shit on Facebook. The first social media fight is, I'm not on your top 8 anymore.
Yeah. Big mad.
Classic.
Okay, Pepsi or Coca-Cola?
Fago, bitch.
Exactly. And if it has to be a Fago, which one?
If it has to be a Fago,
that's literally written down. If it has to be a Fago.
One is the what is it? Watermelon pineapple or something like that?
Ooh. I know I haven't tasted all of them. I'm gonna admit that right now.
It's pineapple and something, and I can't remember what it is.
But it's good, huh? That's your go-to shit.
I think it's pineapple. It's not pineapple and orange. It's pineapple and something that's mixed. Pineapple kiwi mix or something. I don't remember what it is right now.
Okay.
But whenever I see that one, I get that. But I do like the bomb pop. That shit's fire. I've not got
firework.
Firework. I've not gotten my hands on the new green joint because we only get so much out here.
Oh yeah, that Jolly Green apple. I haven't got to try it either. I've had the regular apple.
Yeah, I haven't even seen the apple, so it's not even been a choice of paying $1 or $8. But you know what I mean. The smoke shops be charging on the West, like they got like the little exotic pop shits in there, and they be charging stupid money for it or whatever. I'm like,
right. Candy apple's okay as a treat, and so is dreaming. But like a go-to.
Fucking new goddamn green one. Send me that shit. I'll fucking give you some free Fago Gang merch.
Okay, I'm on it now, dude. I'm gonna make that a mission. We might even. I don't know if I've seen it yet. Not the green apple. I've heard of people in like Florida having it or some shit randomly, but I'm right here by Michigan. I mean, the state below, but damn it, we should have the Fago. Okay. Pie or cake? Or cobbler. I'll throw that in there.
I thought cobbler was a pie, so.
Okay, well, back to pie and cake then.
I'm not a big sweets fan, but I think if I'm gonna have something, cake is always just like fluffy and it's icing, and fluffy and icing, and a couple different flavors. Unless it's red velvet, that shit's fire. So I'm gonna have to go. Pie. And I like pizza, so pizza pie too.
Yeah.
All
right. You're made to walk either 3 miles in the rain or 5 miles in the desert, provided some water and a couple shade spots, but you have to choose one or the other. Which are you doing?
I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to get out of the rain. 3 miles in the rain or 5 miles in the desert with water. I'm gonna go in the rain, bro, because I know I'm not gonna fall out. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna dry up.
Listen. It's funny.
5 mile walk. Think about this.
Hear me out though. I've had one artist that I recall pick the desert, and that was in fact Waddy Watts. Acetone boy. That dude said, because I'm from Arizona, I'm used to that shit. I don't like being wet and chafed ass legs and shit.
I feel that. If the average person walks a mile in 20 minutes, right? And then that's a good pace. 20 minutes per mile. You're talking 5. So that's what 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? You're out there for a few hours. Versus 3 miles, I'm wet. I'm home in an hour and a half. I'm already dried off and I'm done with the situation. But
you just pissed off, but you
down into Mexico. I'm gonna take the desert because I'm gonna look for peyote.
right. Hell yeah.
I'm on that Beavis and Butthead trip shit.
Hell, okay. Mexican food or Chinese?
Mexican all day, bro. West Coast.
Okay, yeah.
I know Waddy had to say the same shit. If he said Chinese,
yeah. And I was just about to say, is it tacos or burritos? Like
honestly,
crunchy.
I'll say this. Up until recently, it's always been burrito. Lately, I've been more on just street taco.
Okay.
And more specifically, the birria tacos. Those shits are fire.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, all right. So here's the random. Just that's what I call it. My random thrown in the middle, and then we got three fill in the blank, and we're out of here. I
All right,
appreciate you so
no
much.
problem.
Uh, you're given $5,000 cash money. And now listen, I know that may not be a lot of money to you. It may. It just depends on what level you're at in your career, in your life, and what's
I'll
going
take
on.
5 racks
So
any day.
you're given $5,000, but you have to pick one store and spend it all. Where are you going? And it can be a local store or just a general, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to say. I'm coming. You don't get the cash. I'm going with you, and we're spending 5 racks on whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
Well,
where are we
fuck a
going?
dispensary because they overcharge. So I'm not going there.
Ah!
I'd rather go hit the plug.
Yeah,
I
right.
would probably, if it was a store, I'm trying to think of a store, like I would do something to where whatever I bought could be reinvested, flipped, sold, or just put to use. So
Elevating your status.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go with some kind of like a musician store. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go, microphones, cables,
And what's the
fucking
spot in California? What's the big like? Where's everybody going?
music. I don't know. I'm not in a big area up here. I mean, I'm in a decent sized area,
Oh,
but
okay.
all they have here is a guitar center. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like,
okay.
yeah. But if that's where I had to go, I'd go drop. If I had to do it here, I'd go to the Guitar Center and go drop 5 grand.
Man, I think Will Gates said he'd go to Walmart and drop 5 stacks. You know what I'm saying? Like he could get a basic setup to do what he would need to do musically. I love asking that question to be real
Yeah.
because the
Well,
answers that I have gotten, it can be
depending on what it
anywhere.
is,
It
like a
doesn't
Best
even have to
Buy.
be like in your town though. You can
Yeah.
stay.
Like
Yeah.
like a Best Buy, any kind of like electronic or music store, I would say something that has that kind of. I don't think Radio Shack exists anymore, but you know what I mean.
Is there anything you're lacking that like right now you're like, man, I could use a new mic. I really
No,
could.
I mean to be spoiled. I mean, here, like
Yeah, yeah.
I got my inbox right here, and
He
so
said, I
right
got this
here,
fat ass setup. Bam.
I got the so it's connected to my monitors and shit. But when I go to record in the booth, I got to take the inbox with me. So
Okay.
as much as it sounds like, bro, it's unplugging 3 wires and plugging it in over there. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, bro, I just wish I had another one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got
Yeah, no.
I mean, my microphone I've had for years. Almost all my music's been done on it. Not all, but almost all of it. And I've never changed the mic. And I don't people. I built this booth by myself. It's got fucking insulation on the inside, and I don't. Anyone that's ever engineered my music, they always tell me, they're like, bro, your shit's fucking clean sounding. And like, they're like, how
Yeah.
so? And I'm just like, I got this booth, I put a bunch of Owens Corning in it and made it fucking, real. When you go in there and you close it, it feels different in there. You know what I mean? So
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Um, so before we move on to these three fill in the blanks, and they go by pretty quick, you ain't got to give too much of an
All right.
extensive details or whatever on these. They're
I
just
said
for
I'm trying to
fun.
eat
I
the
like
Taco
to
Bell. Hey, shut up.
mix it up. Yeah, I am too, boy. But no, I don't. Some people, I don't want to bore nobody. I do these
No, you
interviews
good.
because I gatekeep my own music for 20 years. If the clowns didn't put them in front of me or it wasn't mainstream, I really wasn't listening to the underground like that, man.
Right.
I didn't. And I realized how ignorant that was because I
I was like
love
that in the
music.
beginning.
I
I was
love
listening to
music.
I was only listening to rap for so many years. Like, I don't give a fuck what it is. Like, fuck everything else. You know what I mean? And then I started,
Right.
stepping outside of that, the doors and shit like that, or whatever. But yeah, go ahead. I'm ready.
No, yeah, you straight. So, at any rate, before I jump into those fill in the blanks, or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, you got a merch site, right? Like, there's a official website, or
Yep.
do people just contact you via
You can
online? And we're gonna get those links, like I mentioned earlier in
Okay.
the
You can
stream.
contact
And
me online. You'll save a couple bucks because through the websites, those websites charge a couple dollars, unfortunately, in a fee, and I don't see any part of that fee. So if you want to support me wholly, and you trust me, and I wouldn't put my name through the dirt, obviously. Yeah, you can hit me up directly, but Yeah, there's the Wil E Haze site and there's the Fago Gang site, and you can get to. Eventually, I'm gonna merge all the merch, I think. So whichever so you don't have to go in between. Right now on the Fago Gang site, there is a couple pieces of Wil E Haze on there, so I'm gonna eventually just merge it all into one. Yeah, there's definitely have the Fago Gang site and the Wil E Haze website to get all the merch off of. Or there's you go to the site and obviously it'll say like merch, and you click that tab and it'll take you to the merch page and da da da.
Right. All right, man. So fill in the blank. My favorite vacation was blank.
My favorite vacation was I got two. I had a vacation down to Honduras I went and did for my birthday, and we rolled up this big old ounce joint and fucking went and seen the Copan temples and shit like that, and that was pretty cool. And then my other favorite vacation, I'd say I did a Euro trip with my boys, and we were there for like 18 days and went to Italy and France and fucking Prague and Germany and Amsterdam, and we actually
seen the world, man.
We cut days short of like France and London to stay in Amsterdam longer to smoke mushrooms. So yeah, that was a really fun trip, like jackass type style shit. You know what I mean? Like we had big old backpacks and we're just jumping into each other and fucking falling on the train. Yeah, just wild shit, bro. And I got it all. Being a filmmaker, I got all that shit on footage. So y'all gonna get a nice documentary out of me one day.
That'd be dope. That's awesome. All right. The bicycle I had most as a kid was blank.
The only bike I remember having, I had my parents had to save up a lot of money, and it was a mongoose. And it was a trick bike to where it had this little screw, and you screwed this thing, and it was regular, you pedal, and you can pedal backwards, and you'd be fine. But there's this little thing on the back tire, and you screwed it, and when you pedal backwards, you went backwards. And,
yeah!
And that bike got stolen from me eventually. And I want that purple fucking mongoose bike.
Man, so the bike I remember, it was like my first Huffy Rocket, but the bike I had most was probably, next to a mongoose. I didn't have that. I like the freestyle. That reverse pedal thing, I never got to have that or whatever.
I think, though, I was more of a skater for the most part. I mean, I rode a bike a little bit here and there, but as I got older, I was just way more into skateboarding. It was more punk to me.
Okay. Yeah, see, I would ride around on a skateboard and drop in a half pipe, but I could never do no tricks. I'd rather rollerblade around town.
Oh, yeah, I was dropping in pools when I was in the first grade in Hawaii and shit, bro. Straight up. My babysitter had a pool in his backyard, and he had a mini ramp.
What is that, Lords of Dogtown?
Dogtown?
Yeah. The Zephyr board, the original first skateboard from a surfboard to that's that shit.
I got a couple rare skateboards I got collected. Just a few.
That's what's up. Okay, so obviously you've seen the world of Hawaii. You've been around the beach, this and that. The best part about the beach, freshwater or saltwater, is blank.
The best part about the beach?
Yeah.
Booties.
Miami, baby. Spring break.
And he's like, man, I ain't never seen a butt like that before. He's like, is that real? I was like, absolutely, brother. She's Colombian.
Absolutely.
I love the beach. I love swimming in the water, man. I'm a fish out of water type shit. You know what I mean? I love waves. So yeah. With the booty.
So I naturally want to say the women, but I connect to that a little more with the whole nature and
no, that's my joke side of it. But that's why I say I love the swimming. I love being in the water. I love the ocean. It's just it's a different.
Right. There's nothing bigger than Mother Nature. You can never beat her. No matter what, you will never beat Mother Nature. So the raw power is just something about it to me, and that's what I love about it. Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate this more than you know. I was saying that when you went to the restroom, like, you have given me descriptive answer in response after descriptive answer in response. You're never lacking this whole interview. We've been live almost 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I didn't the top part is it didn't feel like it. Feel like we've been here for like 45 minutes.
Right, we just been kicking it, boy, and that's how I try to aim for him to be. I try not to be no fake. I'm I'm just me, and I'm
No,
trying to
this
help the
is
next guy. And I don't know if whatever. I really enjoy this, and like I said, I gatekeeped my own music. So I feel like I owe it to myself and people. If I can even get you one view that you did not otherwise have, I have, I've done
yep,
something, my part
yep.
in the community and the culture and so on. So, yeah, I genuinely thank you. And if you have any shout outs real quick that you would like to give out, this would be the time to do that. Again, I repeat, we are going to get all of his links, and they will be at the top of the description. So there will be the description and then his links. So you'll be able to find all that after this stream. Of course, I have to get all of them from him and whatnot, but we'll get a shop and stuff like that in there. But no, if you have any last minute shout outs you want to give or anything like that, this would be the time to do that,
Shout
man.
out to Dreadlockjuggalo for having me on the motherfucking show, ho. I appreciate it. Shout out my boy Whore. Shout out my boy Fear You. Shout out Yak and Havoc down in LA. Those are Wacko's boys.
Damn it.
Who else about shout out Tony Smoker. Shout out my boy Illustrated. RIP to all the homies, RIP Two Bongs. And I'm not gonna go through everyone's names because motherfucker, you didn't shout me out. Shout out my boy Stan, fucking Lieutenant Stan up in this motherfucker, you know what I mean? Yeah, besides that, fuck the rest of y'all. No, I'm just kidding. Just shout out to the close homies, man. I appreciate everyone, helping the movement and shit and what we got going on right now.
Hell yeah.
Sky for being in the music video. She's been helping promote a lot and everything. Shout out to all the fans. Fuck that. Shout out to all the fans and all the family because there's no me without you. There's, you know what I mean? There's no you without me or however they say that shit. But,
Absolutely.
Yeah, y'all been definitely on this project, man. I've seen more people reposting my shit than probably a lot of other shit lately. So that feels real good. You know what I mean?
And Wicked Widget dropped a link to something Wil E Haze. I don't know if that's your YouTube or something, but he's dropping links in the chat. That's where it's at.
It's something from my website.
Look, man, I like to end my stream the same boring way every time, so that's what I'm gonna do. Look, tell somebody you love them, folks, because life's too short, and you don't know who the hell needs to hear that. You don't know what somebody's going through in their life, and it could be you that alters their course, their mindset, their path for that moment, for that day. When I was 19 years old and homeless, and a person looked at me and said, "Oh, that dude's homeless, and he needs somebody to talk to," they said, "Oh, he's probably just a dirty kid because, why would a 19-year-old be homeless?" Well, you ask me, you just don't be quick to judge somebody based off of just your first, opinion of them. And, just love somebody because it costs nothing to be a decent human being, really. Thank you so much. I love everybody. Thank you for the support. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. Thank you for showing Wiggles some love, man. And, Well, man, you've been great. Thank you so much. I tell all my guests too, they're more than welcome to come back. Now that you've been on here, if you ever see me just randomly live on an open panel and you ain't got nothing going on, hop up just even for a second. Whoop whoop, hop out, whatever.
I definitely will.
I appreciate you, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I'm gonna eat some Taco Bell, y'all. But have a good night.
I fuck with y'all. Make sure y'all go hit up Wil E Haze. My name is the same everywhere. Wil E Haze, one L in my name, but I smoke two at a time on Instagram or whatever. Just look up Wil E Haze, WilEHaze.com, FailGang.com. And most and foremost, support this motherfucker right here because he's helping us get to y'all, and we need more people like you. I appreciate you, Dreadlockjuggalo.
Hell yeah, man. Have a good night.
Peace.